Alright, looks like I have everything up and recording. Having a bit of technical difficulties today, so bear with me for just a moment here. Yep, recording locally. Looks like I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. My boom mic is now giving sound again. There was a OBS update, and it changed a few things, messed with my drivers. Alright, let's listen real quick, see if we got sound from Twitch. Yep, sounds like we do. And then we're still waiting on YouTube. Let's see, sound from Twitch. See if we got sound from Twitch. Yep, sounds like we do. And then we're still waiting on YouTube. Looks like we're good. Alright, so I can go ahead and close this out, and then we can get started. Yep, we got all the things ready to go, I think is what best as we're going to. Alright. Alright. I think I'm good. Let's do the intro and then we'll get started. What's up, guys? I'm the Blue Titan and welcome back to another episode of Dark's Dungeon. Before I get started, if you'd like to see short form content, fast-paced stuff that you'd see in like a shorts feed or highlight videos, you can head over to the Blue Titan Gaming. If you'd like to see long-form content where I talk about strategy and get a bit off task, sometimes just chat with the chat and just see what people are up to and talk with people on Twitch and YouTube while I'm playing live, you can head over to the Blue Titan Gaming VODs. Two separate channels that are in parallel that I have developed, the first of which, the Blue Titan Gaming, so that people can discover the channels and see the longer form content, which is really what I'm wanting to make. I'm wanting to make longer form videos. And then the other channel, the Blue Titan VODs, where I'm playing the full gameplay, no edits, just me being me, basically playing like the old days, playing couch co-op, basically with people who are interested in watching and kind of chatting along. But either way, that's going to be that's it for the shameless plug, right? Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. So let's talk really quickly about what happened last episode. So in the last episode, we had a very, very productive episode. I say that with no lightness. I'm absolutely serious when I say that. I think a lot of times people say that kind of stuff just to kind of build up hype, but really yesterday, last episode, which I guess was last Sunday that I played, or maybe Monday. Yeah, that was a crazy episode because, I mean, it was action-packed. Not only did we find the Ancestors map, which is a big deal, and I talked about that in my previous episode, but I'll just kind of hover it really quickly here to equip all trinkets, and we will sort by rarity. Yeah, we found this Ancestors map. It's one of the the best items in the game by my assessment here. I don't really know about what other people's opinions are, but just by reading it, I'm just blown away at how many things it does here. And it's interesting because it's not battle-based, right? It's not like obviously strong. It's more of like after you've played the game for a while, you start to realize how strong scouting chance is. But we got the Ancestors map here, which is an incredible find. We also had not one, but two run-ins with the Shrieker week after week. So we ran into the Shrieker by total, chance. There was like a random event, right? Where it was like, oh, the Shrieker, if you go beat it, then you can get this random item. And we got this Callous Talon, right? Which we cut off its foot. But then after we beat the Shrieker, which I guess beat it is kind of relative, right? We destroyed its nest and then stole a bunch of its treasures. After we beat it, then the immediate week afterwards, it's like it took its revenge on us. It flew off, right? Came off and stole a bunch of our trinkets, and we had the next event, which was the Thief in the Night, which he stole like another 8 random trinkets and took it, and we had to go immediately back with the same core 4 people who were way stressed, and one of them even was, I think, what was he, like masochistic or whatever he was definitely not virtuous by any stretch. He had hit an affliction, and I believe it was masochistic. I can't remember what it was. It might have been fearful. But either way, we had 2 people, or I guess we had 2 missions right in a row where we got crazy stressed out. But as I had said when those missions started, I said, that's not really the point whenever you go beat or you go fight against the Shrieker. The entire point of going to fight against the Shrieker is to try to stay alive and make out with the items, right? You don't actually have to kill the Shrieker, which is kind of fun because it's like, it kind of goes against the entire paradigm of the game, right? In most cases, like, you're building up to go beat a boss, and you spend multiple hallways, multiple, kind of like, I want to say, in-game hours building up to go beat these bosses. But then with the Shrieker, you fight the Shrieker. You go visit the Shrieker, it's right in your face. But then their paradigm has shifted. It's like the reverse situation has happened. Instead of fighting it, you can actually choose to not fight it while going straight into what looks to be just a boss fight. And, you know, it's just like, I go into this thing that's just a boss fight, and rather than kill it, if I choose not to kill it and instead destroy its nest, then I can actually make out with some extra money. And again, as I said before, that's something that I accidentally figured out one time just because I was curious. I was like, I wonder what would happen if you destroyed the nest. And I was playing on a lower tier difficulty, and I was just curious, you know? And that's from years and years of playing all those old video games that back in the day people used to hand place random, you know, Easter eggs, like from GTA to like older games where you just be like, why is this rock formation like this or whatever? And I was like, why is there a nest here? I mean, I get it's a raven, maybe they were just looking to fill it with something, but unlike every other prop or like curio looking thing that is with a boss, for example, like if you think of like the hag's boiling pot, the hag's boiling pot actually serves a purpose in the fight. It does something, and you can interact with it in a way that's meaningful. But the nest is weird, and so it made me wonder, like, why? Like, why is it here? So that's why I destroyed it. But either way, we ended up getting some, because of previous understanding of the game, of having played this a little bit before I made this YouTube series here, we were able to actually make out with quite a bit of money. And not just once, but twice. Because by destroying that nest the first time, we made it out with 4 trapezohedrons, which is a lot of money. They're each worth 3,500 gold. It's a lot of money. And then after walking out with 14,000 gold the first time, we fought him again and walked out with an extra, I guess, 10,500 because he dropped another 3, which is a huge windfall of money. Like, when we were looking to get above the $100,000 line, and you can't see that right now because my webcam is blocking it down at the bottom left-hand corner, and it's just that this game doesn't really have a perfect spot to put your camera. During the dungeons, my webcam is right where it needs to be, which is great, right? But while we're in this the hamlet, unfortunately, it kind of blocks the money, and I decided I'm just not going to worry about it. But right now we're looking at 141,000 gold, which essentially has made it so that we can kind of live off the interest, as it were, because we're making 5% on that every single week. You know, and 5% of, 100,000 gold is 5,000 gold every single week. So we're making just short of 7,500 gold per week right now, which is quite a bit, because that's enough to lock at least a quirk on one person per week, and sometimes even more than that, which essentially means that I don't have to worry about money as much, and I can hyper focus on things like getting crests and portraits and busts and things like that to help us fully level off and finish off the hamlet, which is almost finished. Actually, we've almost done that too. So, but either way, I was trying to get a quick recap over what that mission had in it, or all the things that went well in that mission, and I kind of deviated as I do. What I was saying was, in that mission last Monday, we found that Ancestors map, but not only that, we beat the Shrieker twice, and we got quite a few of its items back. You know, he'd taken from us at some point he had taken the Ancestors candle. Well, not directly, right? A character had died. And because that character died, they dropped the Ancestor's candle. Now that character, unlike most of the items, whenever a character dies, usually we try to grab them after we beat the enemy and just accept that we lost the character but recover their items. But this item wasn't the result of that. This item was the result of a character dying because we weren't prepared for a fight, and then instead of actually like killing the boss, we knew we just couldn't beat the boss, we had to run. I think it was the Crocodilian. And as soon as that happened, I was like, nope, we're not doing this. And then I think it was it might have been a musketeer died with this, and we just couldn't recover it, and we had to accept, well, we're not going to get that back, we're going to have to recover it at some other point, cut our losses, and that's what we did. And that's kind of part of the game too. Talked about this quite a bit in this game. You have to accept that, this game is not about winning super efficiently. It's about making the best with what you have and making the best out of a bad situation, which I like this game, and I can appreciate that a lot, like design philosophy wise. It's a great game. But anyways, I've spoken a lot about what happened last week, and let's talk about what we're doing for this week. So again, we're in a pretty good spot in terms of the overall evolution of the hamlet. We've gotten all of the guild upgrades finished. We've gotten almost all of the blacksmith upgrades. Oh, I'm sorry, we did finish this. Yeah, so even better. We don't have all the sanitarium upgrades, but we're looking to upgrade. Our next goal is to get this patient cells upgrade, because if we do this, then we can start to treat people, 3 people per week in the treatment ward. In other words, we can lock 3 people's quirks per week, which is an incredible thing, because then we're just developing super soldiers who have the best quirks is kind of the goal. I'm not as concerned with medical devices. It's not often the case that we really need disease treatment lowered than cost. It doesn't cost that much money anyways. It's only like 650 gold or something, and it's super rare to get diseases. I mean, not rare, but not so much that it's prohibitive. Whereas, locking quirks can cost upwards of like 5,000 gold. So that was more important to decrease the cost of that overall. It was a bigger bigger savings to upgrade the treatment library. Medical devices is kind of a later thing. If we feel like upgrading it, we can to be completionists, but you could go through the rest of the game and never upgrade this again, I think, and be fine. Otherwise, the only other things that we want to upgrade are, of course, the camping skills. We want to finish this last. Oh, I forgot we finished this. We finished this, so the survivalist is fully leveled, which is great. And then the last few things are to level up the Abbey and the Tavern, but I don't think I'm going to worry about these until literally the last thing, because our stress is no longer really a concern. Everybody's doing pretty good on stress. These extra stress relief choices here, these extra, I mean, I can unlock the next cloister, I can unlock the remaining transepts, I can do all that stuff, but we aren't really struggling on stress. Most everybody's doing fine. And in addition to that, if we go in here into the districts, which is really where we're going to be spending the vast majority of our resources moving forward, we can actually go get the puppet theater to decrease idle stress relief in town, which in my opinion, as the game progresses, kind of replaces the need for the Abbey and the Tavern, honestly, because you're just going to be getting it. If your roster is large enough, we have 25 people, we can just bring 4 random people and then leave the people who are super stressed out back at home, and then they're going to remove their stress just by hanging out. We don't really need to worry about that so much. So we can really focus on, if we can really focus on getting this last sanitarium lock here, get this last treatment ward part, the patient cells, and then after that start locking good quirks, we're going to be in a really good position moving forward to make sure that we can start to take those tier 2 bosses out, because again, we kind of aggressively culled out the people who were kind of a pain, the people who had bad quirks, or people who locked bad quirks, or people who were really high level but we couldn't really do those missions yet because they had bad quirks, and we didn't really have the whole we didn't have a squad of people up there to kind of rotate through to be doing those upper echelon, tier 5, 6 missions. We kind of aggressively culled our guys down to a smaller cohort, and the reason in part we were doing that was because the goal was to be able to have a group of people that we could take to the courtyard and get rid of this Crimson Curse, or hopefully get some kind of relief for it, because we've had to cull quite a few people who were, bloodthirsty, and we just didn't have the means to actually give them any blood. So that's where we're headed soon. We're going to be going to do that again. I've talked a bit about the scope of what my goals are. So long-term goal obviously is to beat the game and to kind of go through the darkest dungeon. I'm assuming that's what beating the game means. I don't know. I've never beat this game. I've played a little bit of it, enough to know I liked it, and that was enough to make me say, you know what, I want to make a series on it, but not enough to have actually talked with any level of authority on the darkest dungeon and what that includes. Heck, I haven't even beat all of the tier 2 bosses yet, so that's going to be fun for us. But that's the long-term goal, is the darkest dungeon. The medium-term goal is to go and take out this veteran tier mission here and maybe beat this Baron guy, and then after that, or I guess shorter term than that, it's to acquire higher tier level 2 bleeder guys, because we want to bring our level 2 guys, we want to get them to level 3, level 4, so we can go do this orange tier mission, because if we have level 3s and level 4s, they're going to be more likely to beat this mission well, because it's a veteran tier mission, right? It's built around level 3 and 4 guys, or it's built for those in terms of difficulty. So we need to work on leveling those guys up. Additionally, in the short term, obviously we're always looking to see if we can't find another shiny good trinket to bring to our rather large list of items that we're actually acquiring, that they're starting to get to the point where we never have need for any particular item because we've always got something that's pretty decent. So that's kind of an overall goal, or kind of an overall top-down view, understanding what's been going on, where we are, what's going to be going on moving forward. And for today, I guess I've been thinking about either bringing this small little group of level zeros here, which is funny, it's the usual suspects, not subjects, same thing. The usual suspects, right? I like how this game gives a roster name to some of the teams, just kind of for fun. But this is the original core group of 4 people who the game gives you. I want to bring these people up to do this mission in part because I'm thinking there's not a lot else mission-wise on the green tier that I'm really interested in right now. I mean, sure, this Chirurgeon's Charm? I've never heard that word before. But this extra 15% healing seals is pretty well outclassed at this stage when it comes to items, because we've already got Junia's head, we've got the Sacred Scroll. One item we don't have that I'd like to get at some point is the Healing Tome here, this Tome of Holy Healing, which gives plus 25% max healing. This is better, in my opinion, than this item, for sure, the Charm. Yeah, sure, it has a downside of losing 15% of your max health, but who cares when you're healing for large amounts like that? I'm just trying to figure out like what the next stage or our next step is overall, and while I would like to get this Tome of Healing, it's very likely now at this stage in the game that because our Nomad Wagon is growing, and as you can see here, we're starting to get a bunch of these uncommon items in there. This Nomad Wagon is almost fully leveled up. Another thing we need to finish. We're gonna just start seeing those items in there occasionally anyways. We're not like in a rush. We don't like need to go get this Tome of Holy Healing, but if I were to pick an item from this list of all the items that are out here, that would be the item I would want, because I already have this blasphemous vial, as well as this Demon's Cauldron. Both, by the way, some of the best items in the game for their particular class, but best in slot for that class, but I've already got it. I've already got Sniper's Ring. I've already got the Bullseye Hat. Heck, we bought that outright because I've been waiting for it for so long. If we hadn't bought it, this is what I'd be excited to do. It's also what I'm considering doing anyway. But this is the item I would want, the Tome of Holy Healing. The issue is I don't need it enough to want to bring a bunch of level 3s and 4s to go do this mission right now. Although it would be nice to go do Fresh Air in the Tunnel so we could kind of leapfrog to beating this Swine King. But we don't really have the means to do that. We don't have a cohort of level 3s and 4s ready to go and just start firing off and beating all these bosses. So as I've expressed in previous episodes, that's our goal right now. And that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to select a group of people here that are level 1 and 2 and 3 and try, or levels 0, 1, and 2 I mean to say. The game is indexed, it starts off at level 0, which is pretty uncommon in a lot of games to start your characters at level 0. But I'm going to try to level people up, and that's all we're focused on right now. I'm not focused on really anything else, just leveling people up. But in pursuit of that goal, thinking overall what I want to do here, I don't really have a specific mission that I'm locked in on. And it's also kind of funny because a lot of these missions are long. These are short, but I don't care about either of these items. But this one is a long mission, and this one is also a long mission. But I already have both of these items, these rare items. I don't have this item, but I don't need this item, really. I just don't see ourselves using it that much. But I could do it because it is medium. It's a little less stressful. I could see doing that. If I was going to do that, I guess I've already kind of explained. This group of 4 people here at the bottom is who I would take if I was going to do this mission, because these guys are very good at doing the Ruins location. 2 of them are very good against Unholy. 1 of them applies, Blight. It's the starting core group of 4 guys, right? That's what they're built for. They're built to do well at this location. The downside about going to this location is it is a long mission. They're all level 0. And there's a chance that the thing from the stars can roam here. Actually, that's a really bad idea. This is a long mission. They're all going to be stressed out more than normal because it's going to be a long mission with no ability to get rid of stress. They're already level 0 when in actuality it's a lot better to say bring 4 level 2s to a long mission, or 2 level 2s and 2 level 1s. We're not really built for that. And then you add in the fact that it's got the thing from the stars. I'm reconsidering this. Plus we have no real way of stripping his armor away, because remember, the thing from the stars, when he hits 50% health, gets a huge amount of protection. I think it probably is better to switch over to this mission and get this item that I don't really care about, but at least one upside is it's a shorter mission, and it's an item that we don't have, whereas these 2 items we already do. So yeah, we will go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and drop these guys out of the list, and we'll select some people here that would be better suited for this mission. I would like to bring this Houndmaster. I do not like off guard. It makes me upset that he has off guard, because if he locks that sucks. But Clotter is really good, and we do want to lock that. So we do want to level this guy up. I could also, if I really wanted to, I could just bring a Vestal. There's no reason we can't. What I really want to do, though, is I want to level up people that are level 2 where possible. So, but remember, we can't bring more than 1 person that's got the Crimson Curse, because then we'll invite the old crazy, what's his name? The Fanatic. We don't want to have the Fanatic show up. So, all right, we will consider bringing you. Again, this character has On Guard and Winded that are good. Otherwise, not really a lot going on there. But it's a very good frontliner, and it's very, very strong against our eventual goal, which is the Crimson Curse, courtyard, location. We want to go and beat the Crocodilian, who is our immediate first threat we're going to run into when we get there. That's why we want to be ready with tier 4 guys. So it's not a bad idea to try to level these characters up here, these ones that are already high up there anyway. I will bring Campbell, because Campbell is also good. Off guard again, another off guard character, but also, ironically, also has Winded. That's funny. Look at that. Winded, off guard, off guard. Off guard's awful. But we got 2 level 2s, and then after that, I need to probably just, you know, maybe bring like a level 1 or like a level 0 or something, and kind of, what we're doing is we're kind of like, bringing, you know, a few guys to not foster, not to protect the lower tier guys, because these lower tier guys, you know, these 0 guys on a medium or 0 tier mission, or I guess a medium or a long-term mission, they're a danger. You want to be careful in bringing these guys. I think it's probably smartest to bring like a flagellant here. Weak grip on life is bad, and so is kleptomaniac. We don't want to see either of those locks, so we're not bringing you. I could see bringing the flagellant here. Him being tone deaf is ironic, considering we actually have a guy with us that actually is going to be playing tunes for us. But Dui is a pretty good person to bring, I think, so we could bring this person here. You fear that this task is beyond you. Oh yeah, I've selected the wrong mission for you. That's okay. Alright, I think this is fine. And then we want to make sure, when we go in here, we don't have any trinkets. We want to make sure we select those. But I'm going to go ahead and go into the provision screen anyway, right away, because I want to make sure that I remember to bring blood, because I've done that, I've forgotten that in the past. Before we actually do that, I need to actually level up my jester. I don't want to forget to do that either. Go ahead and select kind of what I would consider like kind of the core abilities for leveling this class, which are just the damage dealing abilities and the steroids for the team, attack damage steroids and crits and dodge and all that other stuff. Not dodge, he doesn't dodge, he does everything else. Crit, accuracy, speed, I almost said acceleration. These are kind of the core I would consider in this class. It's not until later in the game that you really need him to be able to use these other things, or I guess against bosses, but this is what I'm going to roll with. I like this list of core 4 abilities on the Jester, because the Jester, early in the game, you don't really need to rely on this character's finale ability. The finale is more like a finisher against a boss. It's a really good ability, awesome ability, the ability to just consume all the stacking buffs you've been using and all these other abilities and just hit for an enormous sum. But we don't need to do that right now. Right now we're just trying to level. Plus, remember, right now this mission is only a green tier level. It's not going to be that challenging. We're just more focused on leveling our dudes. That said, I am, I think, ready to get in there. So let's go in there. We're going to provision. We don't have any trinkets yet. Be very careful doing that you don't select 0 trinkets. That would be a sad day. We're going to sort trinkets here real quick by rarity. And this is a beast location. We do not, we do have a beast ring, yeah. So we could, if we wanted to, start to kind of get some value out of this item here, the Beast Slayer's ring, just deal extra damage to beasts. I'm going to do that because this location, the Warrens, is filled with beasts. So we'll give her the Beast Slayer's ring, and in part the reason I'm doing that, instead of giving her something as simple and generically powerful like the Dismis's head, is because this does give stress. So there's no reason to add extra stress to a character for no reason. So I'll just give her, you know, this extra damage dealing thing. Now, she does have some pretty, like, decent dodge that does hurt a little bit. She's getting -8 dodge off that, but I'm not that worried about that. I'm more focused right now on trying to make sure we're in a position to do as much damage as possible with her, because she, as well as our Jester, will be our primary damage dealers, as they are both level 2 in this mission, and the other 2 are level 0, and we're trying to kind of drag them along and level them up a bit here. That being said, again, the Houndmaster is not going to be our primary focus for a damage dealer, so we're just going to load him up with our utility items. He's kind of just there to soak levels. So we're going to bring the Ancestor's Map and the Seer Stone. These are items that, if you've been watching the last 3 or 4 episodes, I've clearly had an affinity for, but it's just because it's disgusting. Look at our scout chance. 70% chance right now, plus we have somebody sneakily has a quirk. I didn't even notice. Somebody in our team has a quirk. Wheeled Scrounger. No, we're at the Warrens. Warren Scrounger. Plus 5% scouting chance of the Warrens is pretty good. I mean, it's additive, it's not incredible, but remember, scouting is 25% plus the sum total of all your quirks and items, and we're looking at 70% chance. That means anytime we walk in a big room, we have a 70% chance that we'll know what's going to happen in the future hallways, as well as the rooms around us. That seems like a small amount of information, but it's actually incredible, because it means that traps are no longer really an issue. It also means that you can sometimes find downstream, like, you know, really good boons, like finding a treasure room. But either way, I've kind of explained that in previous episodes, so I'm going to continue on here. She actually has really high base accuracy, I think, on these abilities, so we don't need to give her something like the focus ring. She doesn't need the 10 accuracy. Let's just give her, maybe give her some raw protection, because she's already going to be pretty good when it comes to her stress relief, since we have 2 people on our team that relieve stress. I could either give her straight dodge, or I could just give her raw health XP. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to give her raw health and stun resist, because The thing that kills us in this mission with this character is surprise damage followed by bleed, and she can't get off of death's door with her get out of jail free adrenaline rush. So if she gets stunned on death's door with bleed on her, I can't do anything about it. Nobody on this team has a heal that can heal her. I guess technically that's not explicitly true. I could give the flagellant the redeem, which would not be a bad decision. And I have been leaning on the redeem a little bit here in these missions because, especially when he's a lower tier level, he's a lower level guy, there's no reason I shouldn't have to do that. He can just be kind of our surprise healer because he's not going to be dealing an enormous amount of damage anyway, him being 0 in level. So we'll go ahead and select this and replace Exsanguinate. Exsanguinate is an incredible damage skill. It's a huge, so it's the question of, would you rather deal a lot of damage to one enemy and heal for a lot, or would you rather just heal 2 people for a lot? And they're both like addition, but one's addition by subtraction, right? You're separating your opponent's level or health and your health by this amount, or you're healing both your guys by this amount, which is kind of the same amount, but it's not really damage that we need here. We already have we have 4 bleeders. We don't need damage, we need sustain. So I'm switching over to this ability here. All right, now we can go ahead and select those items like I was talking about. I'm gonna pick he's probably going to be below 40% health quite a bit because of the fact that he's only level 0, so he'll take more raw damage getting into 0 faster. So I will probably do something like give him like Dismas's head, which I've talked a lot about this item. This item was made for the flagellant. Like, when I say made, what I mean is it has 2 upsides. I'm sorry, it has 1 upside, 2 downsides, but on this character it has 2 upsides. Him adding stress to the flagellant is actually a buff, or I guess at least neutral if you want to make an argument for that. That's fine, but it doesn't hurt him as much. And then I'm going to give him Suffering's Collar. And the reason I'm going to do that is because the plus 20% bleed resist. Right, I want to make sure that he's okay giving him the extra bleed resist, especially considering that I'm going to be using things like Reclaim to heal people. If I can remove the bleed, that, you know, the 20% bleed here, if I can remove that bleed, it'd be really good. That way he can kind of be a healer over time. And as I've said, I think Reclaim is sneakily one of the best healing effects in the game. I think a lot of people overestimate the power of well, when you first start the game, you're like, oh, the Vestal's a healer, and then you run into the Cultist, and you're like, the Cultist is way better as a healer. Yeah, he has his moments where he can be insane, and he can have, like, highlight level heals, but he can also just completely screw you and kill somebody because he can heal for 0 and then bleed somebody, ironically also creating a highlight level non-heal. But this character, I think, has one of the sneakiest sustainabilities in the game in Reclaim, because it's the only, I think so. Yes, I believe this is the only heal in the game that's heal over turns. And so in that way, it's not considered a heal in the same way as other abilities in the game. This ability, like if I use an ability that increases your healing, it would work. But this doesn't make like healing, like it's a subtle thing, right? Like there's a Gifted. Gifted is like your healing spells give you extra heal. I don't think it affects this, but it does affect the one that's like, when you heal for 20% more, then I think it works. And there's like a subtle thing in there. And I was trying to figure that out because I was like, why does this not get governed over by some of the other things? But I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. But either way, I'm telling you, this ability, Reclaim, is really strong because the ability to keep somebody off death's door is really powerful, particularly if there's 0 cost. If I can mitigate that bleed part, it's kind of crazy. Anyway, I've kind of talked quite a little bit about this in a previous episode, so I'm going to leave that alone for here unless somebody has some question about it at some other time. But it's a pretty cool ability. I like Reclaim a lot. After that, I hate to just say this, but it's almost like we're on cruise control right now with the Jester. The Jester's best item right now is the Bright Tambourine, and it's not even close. The ability to remove additional stress perpetually at lower tier missions when that's really the biggest fear that you have is... It's hard to state, right? As the game progresses, stress is something that's easier to deal with, but at the lower stages, there's not a lot of characters that can deal with stress. There's really just the Jester, the Houndmaster, and then I guess technically the Crusader, who can use the what's it called? I forget that ability. His final ability. Some kind of I'm not going to go look it up right now, but I think it's Inspiring Charge or Inspiring Call, something like that. Inspiring Cry, that actually sounds right. But either way, removing stress is a little harder to do than healing. So we've been having him be on heal duty, or stress heal duty, still technically the same thing. All right, after that, I'm just going to go ahead and slap him with an extra 20 or 15 dodge. He's already got 20 dodge. Now this is conditional. Conditional on what? The torch level being above 75. It'll be above 75. After that, I don't really have a lot else I want to say here. I'm just going to run in here and we're just going to go. Again, I could pick a more aggressive item for the Hellion here than the double-edged pendant, but she's going to be our frontliner, and I just want to keep her alive. I mean, there's just no reason to worry. I'm not super worried about dying here. I'm not super worried about pushing damage. She already deals a lot of damage already. We don't really need extra damage on her. She's already going to be killing it. You can make an argument for maybe the Ancestor's Candle. Extra speed, extra all that other stuff, and I wouldn't bother you. I wouldn't blame you for that. That's fine. I just don't see any reason to, one, risk it, which, you know, we're going to recover it if we do drop it anyway. But also, there's just no reason to kind of like rely on an item like this, a push item like that right now when we don't really need it. Wait, why did my scouting drop? My scouting just dropped to 65. That's odd. Wasn't it just at 70 like just seconds ago? And it said +5 because of a quirk? Is that because we're at the wrong mission and I didn't notice? Yes, it is. Look at that. We were at the courtyard. I didn't even notice. Because we had left the mission screen and went back. I'm glad I caught that. We're trying to go here to the Warrens here. Oh, actually, technically, yeah, never mind. I was thinking earlier I misidentified who was giving us that quirk, but it was her. Anyway, yeah, we're going to the Warrens. We got really lucky there that I happened to see that 70 drop down to 65 there because we're at the wrong location. All right, medium tier mission. Generally speaking, as I said before, I try to bring 8 food to a short mission, I bring 12 to a medium mission, I bring 16 to a long mission, unless I don't have a healer, in which I increase that by 4 for all of those numbers. But we're also now at a stage in the game where I can kind of bring more food and just be aggressive with it. So I usually just try to bring like maybe a stack and a half or so, maybe like whatever. And the reason for this is because I can use it as like a replacement for a healer. And that way, like I can more focus, I can shift my focus over more towards like removing stress. And then I can just use food more like aggressively or more like liberally as a heal. Now we probably don't need all of this food because this location is notorious, if you have medicinal herbs, for finding like those big corpse like wagons that are just filled with like dead flesh things or whatever. And if you use the medicinal herbs, you can extract some free food off of that, which is gross when you think about it, but don't think about it. All right, we'll grab our 3 skeleton crees. I guess we're grabbing Indian people. Grab our 3 skeleton keys here, and then we'll grab our shovels. I usually try to bring, like I said, usually n+1 shovels, where n is the number of like keys. That's just like a heuristic I've applied. It's not necessarily like a written in stone or anything like that. Bandages, I've been trying to be a little bit less aggressive with, maybe bring 2 of those and 2 of these anti-venom. Although bandages, I think, are a little bit more important to bring to this location, because I think there's like 2 or 3 things that interact with the bandages. Whereas the anti-venom, not as much. Maybe I'll bring 1 more bandage. We'll see if I'm right or not pretty quickly. If not, I mean, dropping them is actually not that painful. I need to bring that blood I talked about, although we're very close to being out of blood. After this mission, we're going to have to accept, well, I mean, we have to go and do a Crimson Courtyard mission. In fact, we might even lose somebody this week, and I didn't even really look too much into that. But she's wasting. I have to bring this because I need to keep her alive, but I can't afford to bring both. So we might need to try to kill some bloodsuckers and bring some blood back home to make sure that in case one of our guys back home, I think we had like 3 people that have the Crimson Curse. We'll probably be okay, but I just want to be careful. Because remember, I said like if you have 3 people, that's 1 blood per week that you're using, because every one of them uses a blood every 3 weeks. But what if we have only 1 blood left and all 3 of them tick in that same week? The average doesn't matter when they're all thirsty that week, so you got to be careful there. All right, I might need to try to grab some blood if we can. And again, we're going to be aggressively looking for bloodsuckers when we see them from now on until we go do this Crimson Courtyard mission and maybe get some relief in some other way, because we need to make sure that we actually have blood just to survive. We're no longer at a point where we can kind of ignore that minigame. And it's also okay that if we get the Crimson Curse, because people who have the Crimson Curse don't care about going to fight against bloodsuckers, so it's all right. So, all right, let's go ahead and pick up what we got here. We have this. I think this is good enough. I think we're fine here. We've got our food. We've got our shovels. I'm just looking really quickly to make sure. I'm paranoid about missing something here. I'll bring a few holy water here, and then after that, we're good, I think. It's a good idea to start bringing holy water anyway, because I need to start thinking about it more as like a disease, bleed, blight, debuff preventative, because that's its primary use as the game progresses. It's less used for curios and more used for the 33% resistance to all the 4 things I just mentioned temporarily for 30 rounds, and that was bleed, blight, disease resist, as well as debuff. That's what it gives you resist against, which is nice. All right, we're ready to go. And my items, I think we can take off here. Everybody's level 2 guy has all 3s, level 2 guy has all 3s, level 1 and level 0s have level 1 abilities, so we can go. Oh man, he doesn't have Hound's Harry. I don't like that. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. We can go without it for a mission, and that's actually probably smarter. Give him lick wounds, that way he can keep himself alive because he's a lower tier guy. We don't have to rely on him to deal as much damage this mission. That's okay. All right, Warrens. The Warrens is full of disease and blight in equal measure. Come prepared to deal with the sickness. Yeah, they say that. I feel like it's full of everything. They don't mention the stress either.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Man, the ability to scout ahead of time like this is incredible. Like this scouting chance is nuts. Like, it's really making such a difference just having this Ancestors map and this Seer Stone. I've talked about it at length already, but I just kind of keep singing the praises of that. All right, here we have a few choices. I'm not going down, which is nice. We don't have to go to this room because we need to explore 90%. We don't have to explore that one. We can ignore it, and it's actually a good one to skip because then we don't have to waste a shovel, and there's nothing in that room anyway. We just scouted it. So I can either go up or left. I think what I'll do is go left, step in, use my Houndmaster to immediately unlock this trap that I see on the ground in front of us from our scout, just to get rid of some stress. Step forward just a little further to see what's in the middle of this room. That's a backpack. All right, I guess I can go forward and check this. I'll take it.
Beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
All right, she's wasting, so I need to go ahead and give her blood. You can see that there's a set of eggs down that hallway, so we want to turn back around in a bit. I didn't walk all the way fully down that hallway because I don't want to. I just wanted to see all the curios. There were a lot of curios that spawned in both hallways, and I'm going to go up instead. So I wanted to make sure I got the curios that were on this side of the hallway because I didn't want to pass them up and never see them. All right, so again, I'm going to aggressively attack these where possible. I want to get as much blood as possible, even though it feels a little strange to be attacking these. We need the blood. All right, this is bad because there's 2 of these guys. Actually, one of them doesn't have the... Never mind. We'll probably be okay. What I'm saying here is the guy that has the Baron's Invitation is the one that you kind of want to watch out for because he'll run away. And you want to make sure he doesn't get the chance to. Well, them all attacking immediately is actually good. Even though it's annoying at the start, it's great because it gives us total control over who we get to kill and make sure they're gone. We need to kill this gatekeeper in the back over the manservant because if you look at their abilities. At the very bottom right-hand corner of the screen, once an enemy uses an ability, that ability is logged forever against them. And if you look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see this character has Infallible Servitude, the Thirst, and Raging Sight, but this guy only has Enraging Sight and Elusive Exit. Elusive Exit is the ability that we saw in the last episode that actually caused me to go on tilt because I was like, no, like I lost a Highwayman who had 2 good locked quirks because the guy left and then summoned another 4 of these sycophants. So we're going to try to kill him, even though he has 21 bleed or 21 dodge. Oh, we hit him. Nice. He's the main one we want to take out. So, and then after that, I'm going to try to take out the sycophant here. It doesn't really matter which one you hit. I'm hitting him because he has a lower chance of dodge. Both of these guys are about equal in terms of their annoyance, in terms of what they can do. And this guy doesn't do as much damage in general. Wow, he dodged the bleed. What is this guy's chance to dodge bleed? He has a 15% chance to dodge bleed. Wow, that's crazy low chance. All right, here, this is, again, our other level 2 dude. So, actually, no. He's not going to use Elusive Exit immediately, I don't think. I could, if I wanted to, be greedy here and try to hit somebody else other than him. I don't know if he can use Elusive Exit in round 2 or not. I think he uses it at round 3, but either way, if I just use Harvest here, because he's a level 2 guy, he's going to hit for higher base damage. If I use Harvest and I hit these guys both, he's already got 3 bleed on him and he's at 6. So he's going to tick once at least, but if I hit him for 3 or 1 more bleed stack, then he will for sure die at the start of his next turn, and then we could have already added a little damage to this manservant.
Impressive.
Or just kill him outright because you're just trying to trivialize the math. That's fine too. All right, let's try to take out this guy in the front because again, he has 10 dodge. Might dodge this. Yeah, remember, our Houndmaster is only level 0. He can't really hit that easily right now. Yep. That's fine. See, this character's so interesting, too. You might notice, too, something. We haven't really talked about this. This character right now, this guy in the front, the manservant, he just transformed. We haven't really seen that or talked about it too much, but you might notice that his skill set changed. He's now got Choice Cut and Refined Palate, 2 new abilities. We never really talked about that in previous episodes, but if a character transforms like this, the Bloodsuckers all can transform, actually change their ability set, which can really matter if you don't watch out, because Choice Cut can hit for quite a hefty amount. He goes from being like this little dude to being blood-filled, and suddenly is like a tank, and like he hurts. So, again, I wouldn't bother you if I wouldn't blame you if you attack the guy in the front, but we can't attack the guy in the front with this guy, so it wouldn't matter. I'm just going to try to take out the Sycophant. I mean, I do want to remove some stress, but these are the guys who I would prefer to get rid of or not get the Crimson Curse where possible. Where I can avoid it, let's try to avoid it. We can remove stress against other enemies.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Or we can remove stress against these enemies if we're going to be crit like that. That's twice in a row. Nice job, dude. Yeah, let's just go for a kill here. Oh. That's a stun. Something I sometimes forget is that the order in which you select abilities for characters changes the order that they are in the taskbar or their character's taskbar. And a lot of times I just select the character and I just go left or right, select the abilities I want. And I actually went through with a different order this time. And now her what's it called again? Yop is her first ability. I just assumed that was her attack, but that's okay. No big deal.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
That's what we wanted. We just wanted some blood. Alright, now I do want this crest, and I want it absolutely more than the citrine. We'll throw citrines away all day. And you might, again, I've talked about this at length, I'm not going to over-explain this, but a 250 gold citrine is going to get tossed away. It's just going to. This 25 gold, you might think, well, 25 gold is worth less. It's 10 times more, it's worth 10 times less. I'm going to stack this gold. I'm not going to stack the citrines. They're not going to stay with us. Alright, look, this is nice. He's got the most stress in our team. It's nice to remove some stress where possible here. That's awesome. Alright, moving through here. We got a fight here. Yep. These are what I would consider the usual suspects of this mission. This is the cohort of 4 guys I associate with this mission. It's like the Pigman core group, right? It's like one of all types. So I'm going to have her just try to take out the bat guy because he's the guy that can apply all kinds of diseases and nasty crap we don't like. Knocked him to 1. See, this is where we're going to be crying that we don't have Hound's Harry because I can't just hit all 4 of them. That's okay. I still have Rain of Sorrows which can hit the 2 backliners.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Not as efficient as just hitting the front tank with his flails here with the punish, but Rain of Sorrows can clean up that mess that she didn't finish. Now we'll harvest and try to take out the middle 2 lines. I'm not really worried about the tank in the front. All he does is deal a lot of damage and then stun. So try to just take out the guy who can apply all kinds of stress.
As the fiend
nice
falls,
job.
A faint hope blossoms.
That's actually wildly at the height of his damage with what he's got. He's a level 0 guy that has no damage items right now. He's sitting on all utility items, so for him to hit for 12 is kind of absurd. What's his yeah, his damage range is 4 to 7. So hit for 12, that's kind of crazy. Alright, here we're actually in a really good spot, so I'm going to sneak out a little bit of heal on the stress. Why not? And let the other guys take care of the problems. Get our tank like we were talking about here in the front. Breathes a lot, but he's going to bleed him, hopefully. Oh, wow.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Yeah, see, this ability has a 100% chance to bleed, and our opponent has a 20% chance to dodge bleed. So 1 in 5 chance he got it. Good for him. The dog didn't care, though. The dog bit you. Butcher cut. Yep. He's dodged 2 attacks in a row. This is where that item, this camouflage cloak is coming in clutch here. He's got a 35% chance to dodge, which is nuts. Base 20%. Plus an extra 15 from that item. That's crazy. All right, we don't have the ability to hit this frontliner, so I'm going to go ahead and sneak in a heal. We don't have a dedicated healer on the squad, so I'm going to do it where I can. And after that, I could remove stress here. He's at 14. He's at 14. That's probably the best choice. Oh yeah, this character can't even hit that slot anyway. We have 2 guys that can't hit the front line, and that's funny. That's actually fine, though. We don't really need it. We have 2 guys that can hit the front line for a lot, so that's okay. Yep. I might even sneak in another stress heal. This is a little random, so it might not work. Oh, alright, cool. And then take this guy out if we can. He didn't apply bleed last time, so he's probably not going to die from this. Nah, not this time. And I guess she can stun him. Maybe. Cool. Nah, he's just going to die in his next turn, but he's going to bleed over the course of 2. Good. Nothing to worry about there. Alright, remove the remaining stress on this guy. We're in a really good spot here. We don't really have anything to worry about here. Finish him off. I guess I'll actually even sneak in a heal here. Reclaim on probably the Jester, because the other 2 guys have built-in heals. He bled himself, which does suck. He's got an 85% chance to dodge it.
On its own.
That always sucks whenever you... Oh, no. 65%. Oh, right. His health needs to be below 40% for that extra 20% to kick in. That's okay. He's still got a 65% chance. It does suck. 1, 2, and 3 chance to not bleed, but he bled anyway. All right, next section. All right, this is the one I was talking about. This is the cutting board that you can interact with the bandage that we often seem to never have with us in order to... Actually, can he... Oh, I can remove his bleed right now. What am I doing?
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
We're finding food on cutting boards. This place is literally filled with food. It's just ridiculous. All right, we're not taking that citrine. I was trying to get rid of this guy's bandage. Finding food on the cutting board is why... Or not the cutting board. When I say it like that way, it sounds like I'm talking about like a kitchen cutting board. That would make sense. That's just like a knife throwing board. Finding food on that's... I guess that's kind of gross. It probably means a dead body. All right, we got a trap here. I'm gonna use our... I could get 100 and some odd % chance of removing it, but this character has a 90% chance and it's 2 stress margins. Remove the stress, sure. That was probably not really worth the risk, because if he caught it, he probably would have taken like 12 stress, but we have so much stress relief, it doesn't really matter that much right now. Look at the scouting. Literally every room, scout, scout, scout. It's just such a nice little... I'm gonna step in this hallway, see if there's anything of value in that little curio. That's a food tray, or a food truck. Food truck. Sure. I don't really need food, but if I need it, I'll come back here because I know where to find it. That little food thing is where we want to go if we actually get hunger checked too many times, but we don't need it. We still have 16 food. What is it, right? Oh, 20 food? Yeah, we're fine. I think this is the one I was talking about, where like interacting with it. Yeah, if you put holy water on it, that's a bad thing. It doesn't like holy water. I don't know if there's anything that interacts with this thing nicely. I really don't like this curio. It just seems to always cause a problem. Does anybody... Yeah, well, I guess we can choose this guy and have him interact with it. Okay. Hopefully I'll find something. I don't think anything like it. Oh, yeah, you're saying you don't think anything interacts with it well? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That thing's mean. It just seems like it never works out well. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll yop here because it has the maximum amount of coverage here. Just stunning 2 spiders seems like a good thing. Oh, yeah. And that kind of trivializes the fight a bit. We don't have to worry as much. Yeah, he got his bleed check. That's good. That one's gone.
Slowly, gently.
Dies immediately.
This is how a life is taken.
Nice dodge. Awesome. We might make it out of this fight without even being touched. We'll see. We'll use our slice off on the second guy because our hound can hit the front. I think that's enough bleed to take him out. Yep. And if the hound kills this guy, then we just make it out of here without... Oh, wow. Just killed him outright. The raw damage that dog puts out is nuts.
Executed with impunity.
Okay, I guess. Some extra food there.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I should have been using these dog treats, but that's my mistake. I'm gonna go ahead and take this portrait, and then I'm gonna ignore... I could take the jade and I could take the gold, but I'd rather take the blood because I want to make sure I get to... If I can sneak home with a few extra blood vials anytime I can, I'm gonna do that for a little while. We've got enough money for days. I don't really care about the money here that much. The rest of what's going on here is not that important. The anti-venoms and the bandages, the longer the mission goes, the more I'm gonna feel bad that I've been keeping like these anti-venoms and these blood that don't do anything. But at the same time, there's this kind of like sunk cost fallacy problem going on here. It's like I brought them, I want to use them for something. I'm probably just going to ignore these items this time. That's not a loss of a lot. But I do need to use these dog treats as soon as I get the chance, so I'm going to use them in the next 2 fights. Plus, we're about to run out of 1 stack of torches, which is good. I also have camps, so we'll be able to recover some items here. Those losses that we just didn't take. It always feels bad to leave items behind. Sure. Disarm that trap that we scouted. We've had perfect scouts so far, which is just crazy. Alright, we're about to get through our first stack of torches, which is great. See, this is kind of like not the core group of guys because this random occultist brawler in here. This is one of the reasons why also people usually say that like any items that deal extra damage to humans are pretty decent all the time because you just randomly have humans in the mix all the time. I'm going to try to go for the Iron Swan. Hopefully I can take this guy out in the back. If I can't, that's okay. I'll finish him with hopefully the Rain of Sorrows, the blood effect that hits the back too. The combination of these two will hopefully take out at least one of these guys, I'm hoping. Although this is only a level 0 flagellate, so it might not. That's quite a bit of damage though. Yeah, he's dead. Awesome. And then I'm going to go for as much maximum coverage as possible here, just as much bleed as possible. And then I will, this guy has protection. The dog might just outright kill this guy if they go for him here. 6 bleed, he's gonna die in 2 rounds. Oh, whoa. A dog's man's best friend this time, he didn't want to attack the human. The fits. This is why we don't like that guy, he just gives all kinds of gross effects.
Inches.
Sure. That's really the biggest problem on this location more than anything. It's not really the damage. As the missions go further and further, it's funny. The early levels at this location, the most annoying part is the raw damage. But as you go further, the only thing that really sticks with you that you are annoyed by is you're like, okay, dude, I didn't need the random whatever disease you gave me. Come on.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
All right, I could just stun these 2 guys, but I think I'll just go for damage. I don't think we're really worried about stunning these guys and sticking around. We have enough stress relief. We're okay. Let's just get out of here. That guy is dead, I believe. Oh, that's unfortunate. He got to go before he got the chance to get attacked by the dog. Well, didn't matter anyway, huh? Attack the guy who has free bleed on him. He's gonna die from bleed on his turn. Sure. Fight's over.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, again, as I said multiple times, I don't bring citrines, they're just not worth your time. Protection Stone is cool, but it's just like, this is way beyond the early game. I don't really care about common items like that. We literally have had perfect scouting info this mission. It's crazy. This is kind of awkward. If I go up and then left and then down, I'm going to skip 2 rooms. If I go left and then down, I'll have to backtrack either way. I have to. I don't have a choice. So what I might do is just go up, left, and it's gonna be the same way no matter what, no matter which way I go. If I go up and then far and then left and then down, right or left from there will require me to backtrack the same amount of distance. If I go left and then down and then up, that's gonna be the worst track. The best mission direction is, oh, hold on. I need to go up. Alright, let's see what we got here. We still have bandages.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Awkward. I'm probably just going to go ahead and get rid of the bandage here. I don't need the anti-venom. I'll take the food here, I guess. They just haven't really done anything for us in this mission. We're fine. I do need to use these dog treats that I talked about earlier. If I find something really good, I'm dropping the dog treats. It doesn't matter. But it isn't. I just realized I haven't really used them yet like I should have. Alright, try to take out the guy that hits you for annoying stress. He's also a beast, and we brought the Beast Slayer's ring. That would make sense. Try to hit one of these other guys since you aren't the Beast Slayer like she is. Alright. Raw damage, here we go. They're all getting served up. They're going to take a lot of damage. The fact that they were all surprised basically means this mission is almost over already. This fight's already over, basically. Because they're all going to get a bleed take and then die immediately at the start of the next fight. Going first is crazy. If everybody in your team gets to go first, you can apply just an enormous amount of damage at the start. Marker. Sure. He's never going to get the chance to use the Rend the Mark anyway, so it doesn't matter. I guess I'll get rid of the small amount of stress this guy has on him. Man, it feels good to be at this stage in the game when like these lower tier missions aren't nearly as much of a threat like they once were. I say that and just absolutely knock a guy's head off. Oh, nice, more blood.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Give me a mission where there's 4 enemies so I can... Oh! Okay, well, we found another secret room. So what happens when you scout every single hallway?
Glittering gold.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
So now we will... Do we actually turn around here and then end the mission here? I think we do. I think I turn around and backtrack and then come all the way back now. Is that faster? Is that a better... If I go left all the way through this hall, that's 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... And then I have to take the good items right now out of the secret room. If I go... I'm going to go back. Because if I go back here, I can come back to the secret room as the last thing, which will give us the most information on what I want to bring with us home. We're going to backtrack. The main reason for this is because I don't... And again, hunger check is not relevant here. We've got 8 million food. Plus, even if I do run out of food here, I can always go back to that curio up here, right, on the map. That was food. We have so much food, it's literally coming out of our ears. All right. Whoa, okay. So we found more food. You need some food? Yeah, I don't need a jade. I don't care about that. We're gonna find a lot of money here very soon anyways. About to come into an ancestor's trove of money. I'm not gonna use my torches yet. I'm just gonna go down. Another scouting chance. Literally every hallway's a scout chance. I have to go down. I'm priced into going down there because I already ignored one room. I think, hold on. Maybe I can skip it. Hold on. This is a medium mission. Let's do the math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rooms. So completing 90% of the rooms would be 1.4 off of 14. That would require us to have seen 12 rooms, right? 14 rooms, yeah, 90%, yeah, 10% off of 14 rooms. Is that 14 rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so you take away 1 plus another 4.4. You're looking at 12 rooms. I have to go through 12 rooms, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I can skip this. I don't have to go down there. What is this, though, in the middle of the room? Oh, a bone altar. Yeah, we don't even have holy water with us anymore. It's not worth it. Let's just go back. We're just gonna go all the way to the left now. Man, that's 200 checks right away. Good thing, actually, though, we don't have any food, or no need for food. We've got so much. I am gonna probably camp here soon just to get rid of this log. I mean, it's just unnecessary at this stage. Although we might get attacked in the middle of the night. No, we can't. That can't even happen.
The battle may yet be won.
I'm just going to use the full here. I don't want to be greedy and go for the feast and, you know, get rid of this extra stress because we already have so much stress relief it doesn't really matter. And I don't want the food to be actually relevant. No reason to chance it. Elsewise, I guess we'll just do something like every rose has its thorn here. Also, prevent nighttime ambush. Scouting chance for the next... 30% scouting chance for the next 4 battles. Why not? With like infinite scouting chance, it's just absurd. We don't need to stress you out. We're just gonna go to sleep. That's so crazy. I literally have an extra 30% scouting chance on top of 60, or on top of 70%. So we have a 100% chance to scout every hallway. Every hallway.
A blazing star is born.
It's just absurd. All right. Yeah. See, this is one of the reasons it was good to do this first, because now we can guarantee that we actually get perfect information on the items that, or the rare items that we're going to be finding in the rooms before we go into that huge secret treasure room. I don't like going into set treasure rooms early if I can avoid it, because I want to make sure that I know what items I want to for sure take home and what items I can throw away, rather than grab this trapezahedrons and then try to like fill in the rocks around it afterwards. It's kind of actually the opposite of how that works in a lot of games. A lot of times what happens is like you're like, okay, I want to get the best items in my inventory first, and then I'll start stacking what in the remaining spots what items I want to take with me. Well, in this game it's kind of the reverse because you can't just go back and pick up your items. If you abandon something, it's just gone. So I'd rather collect everything I can and then say, okay, I've got three jade, 4 onyx. Now I know what I can drop. Rather than grab the trapeze heaters and then try to figure out what to take with you as you go on the fly and just be throwing away good items and keeping some. That feels bad. So this poor guy is very dead. All right, I'm just gonna take out 2 of them, I guess. The crit was very, very good. I stacked 10 bleed on this guy. I think he's dead. Nice. Yep. Gather the blood does nothing against a character who already is craving. The thirst, yeah. Nice dodge. Good time to dodge here. We'll have the other 2 focus the guy who has not attacked yet, so we can avoid his. This guy cannot apply bleed to save his life. This is the 3rd time our flagellant has missed the bleed stack with 100% chance to bleed against guys who have 15% bleed resist. This guy is threading the needle for worse rolls on bleed stacking. Luckily, it's on a mission that has like there's no real threat on this one as much. So I'm gonna stun him. I won't stun the second guy because he has 150% resistance, but he's gonna die anyways. The front guy won't die though. But this will keep him from attacking us at the start of his next round. Nope. No matting lines, no random checks. We're good. Sit down. All right. Take this guy out, please. Blood!
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I guess I'll take the extra jade. Why not? There's the extra jade. The jade.
A handsome reward.
I should have.
For a task well performed.
I should have waited on the way back to use that torch, but we were already full up. But it didn't really matter too much here. I'm still sitting on the 2 dog treats. Sure, I'll just use them at the start of the fight immediately. I held them for the end for a reason. I don't care about them as much in this mission because our guy is not really being relied on for damage. Our Hound Master. Plus, he doesn't have Hound's Harry. That's when that ability feels really good. I'm gonna stun. I guess there's no real reason to stun.
Destroyed.
Just kill him. And then I'm gonna use a dog treat when I remember to. This guy's not gonna die yet, so let's try to take him out. Dog treat's OP. Oh, he's gonna get a 1. Okay, we just couldn't do it perfectly. Couldn't get it perfect, but never punished. That dude has dodged like everything. Ugh. This mission's going so well. Like so trivial here. It's good. Ooh.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
So this is a clear upgrade, the Onyx for the Citrine at its low cost to loot to switch them. Now, I'm thinking right now very seriously about dropping this food. Because we're not really in a threat of being hunger checked the same way. I guess there's no real reason to. Are there any obstacles on the map? There's one. Okay, game. I was thinking about dropping the shovels if you couldn't tell. The medicinal herbs. I guess we don't need the medicinal herbs, do we? Because we have not. Yeah, these can be dropped. Medicinal herbs I can drop because this will recoup my costs on the gold anyway. We have there's no curios that interact with it left on the map. Well, I guess there's technically these curios, but we don't need the food, right? If we drop the medicinal herbs, then we won't need the medicinal herbs to grab the food because we got to keep the food, right? Yeah, this is fine. Bone altar is irrelevant here. We don't actually have any holy water to use that. I guess I should probably use other things and interact with it and see what happens. This small little chest is at the very end. I think it's so funny on this map. We have this huge map at the very end. The final room has this little dinky chest in it.
Obliterated.
All right. Taking out the only guy that can stress us out is pretty nice. That's the last real fight in this mission. I guess that's not true. There's still this mission. This curio room we got to go fight in. The fact that it's blue always throws me off. Because normally I associate the red and yellow rooms with like fights, but I guess it's any room that has a picture in it is a fight generally.
Death
Oh, a crit.
waits for the slightest lapse.
A little bit of stress is added for the first time in a while. You haven't seen that in a bit.
precision and power.
A crit for crit, huh? Alright. Oh, okay. Gonna stun him up, huh? Oh, no. I could lick wounds here if I wanted to. I might just do that. We have no real worry about stress right now. Stress is not really an issue.
In the fevered pitch of battle.
Alright, take out these two middle guys if we can. The reason I did that instead of using the Cry Havoc to remove the stress from all the guys here, which, you know, it has the most upside, is because this character is level 0, and he's he as well as the Flagellant are the only two characters that we have any chance of really losing in this mission. There's a very low chance anyway, he has so much food, but just good practice to make sure you protect your lower health guys. Lower max health guys, right? Even though they all had mostly max health, like if he just gets hit once, he just drops to 20%. Like his max health right now is 21, whereas our, you know, our Hellion is 28%. Even our Jester has more health than our Houndmaster, which is hilarious. I'm gonna use Cry Havoc, remove stress where possible. I'm really just doing this to kind of set us up for, that was almost nothing. I'm doing that so that our next mission, it's less of a concern. Stress is essentially irrelevant in our further missions. He's got 18 stress, let's remove that too. Remove what we can. And then finish this guy off. Get out of here. A shovel. Ha.
Seize this momentum.
We don't need that.
Push on to the task's end.
I might use a shovel on this though to see if this does anything. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't work with the skeleton key either, does it? Yeah, no item effect here. I've never checked that because I've never been in a situation where I had multiple skeleton keys to use on it. I'm just gonna use random things on it and see if it does anything. No. I'm just never gonna use blood on a box like this. I just don't see a world where this would ever interact. Yeah, we'll take the money for sure. Extra torches we don't really care about. We can live 50 gold. I don't care about that. All right, we're doing real hot here. We're doing really well here. We're good. I might just look at this just to look at it. Why not? What does she have? Sure. Loot! Just 600 gold casually. I'll take it over the jade, I guess. Hunger check. That's fine. It's actually probably a good thing, because then we can use the remaining stack of 4 there as aggressively to get rid of the rest of the food, and then after that being a good spot to take one more additional item. So you gotta start thinking about what we're gonna drop for those trapezahedrons. I guess we don't actually, because we're gonna drop these 3 things for sure. Heck, even the food. So we actually have enough. We have 5 slots left that we're not taking home with us. So these 5 slots at the far right bottom corner are the ones that we know we're gonna leave when we leave here. So we want to aggressively take other items other than food and stuff now. Remove this trap. Search the bag, I guess. Map is inside. Okay. Remove. Oop, use the torches.
The light, the promise of safety.
Ah, we haven't seen that in a while, but this background thing, I believe it interacts well with the medicinal herbs. Actually, it almost looks like a medicinal herbs on the table. I think that's what you get, like food and other random things on it, but we dropped our medicinal herbs. We're not going to interact with this curio. All right, take out the bat guy, hopefully.
Eradicated.
Twice his health, just instantly killed him. And then we'll try to take out, I guess it doesn't matter in this case. These guys have a high resistance to bleed, so I don't expect to bleed them, especially given his track record. This mission, he's been struggling with that. Yep. It's fine. 2 damage is literally nothing here. Maybe I'll attack the 2 in the middle here. This guy's about to die anyway. Oh, well, if he's just gonna kill him straight up, that's good too. I keep forgetting, I guess he is level 2 here. Dog missed. Dog missed. Don't like that. Oh, blinded him here. We don't have any anti-venom, so can't really do much about that. Take out the bad guy, please. The bleed should be more than enough to take him out. Yeah, he's dead. And then after that, well, you can't actually hit the front line. We've already discussed that quite a bit. Remove stress, I guess. Wait till somebody else can handle it. Dog, come on. Don't miss this time. Wow, that's a lot of damage for a lower tier guy. We have no ability to get rid of this, so we're just gonna have to take it on the chin. Take that bleed on the chin. It's okay, we have a person to use up our food on.
This expedition at least promises success.
We'll drop this last food. Actually, technically he has... No, actually, everybody's on 1 extra heal. We will take... Oh, look, perfect stack in the crest. Take the gold, actually. Wow. I might just interact with this, just interact with it. It's probably not good, but... Rotting food makes you ill. Oh, more blight. This dude is gonna lose 9 health. Okay, cool, dude. Probably could have selected that a little bit more intelligently. All right, we're gonna go for this, though. I want the blood when I can. Take the blood when I can. Take out the guy that can run. Well, that's not enough to kill him, but it will be in 2. Yeah, he's gonna die next round. Awesome. Going first there was insane, because we hit him, and then we don't even have to hit him another time, which is a problem since he has 21 dodge. All right, get one of those guys. I don't really care. He applied his blood, though. That's good. Finally did that. Guess we'll finish him. I should have hit the front guy. I keep forgetting this guy can only hit the middle, too. That's okay. They're both guaranteed to die. Now the dog can focus on the middle guy, or the front guy. I could also heal him up. Never mind, we're at the end of the mission. This is the last fight. Yeah, we're okay. Just deal as much damage as we can. We can dodge this. We can dodge this. We can dodge this. Yep. We dodged the Crimson Curse on any additional people this fight with, this mission, which is good. All right, remove the remaining stress we have from some people because this is the last fight and we're about to leave. Yep. I guess we'll heal. Maybe we'll get a crit. Yeah, it didn't really matter. This guy's dead anyway, so... Yep, an extra Baron's Invitation's fine. No extra blood.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, hunger check is pretty aggressive. That's 3 in a row. But again, we had so much food it didn't even matter. Halt for what? Go in there. This is the end of the mission. Be very careful. We don't want to accidentally continue adventuring. We don't want to accidentally leave when we have a... Hey, look at this random battle that appeared in the end of this hallway. We might even do it just for extra loot. Let's do that. Get some extra information before we leave here. I see no reason why we shouldn't fight people as many times as we can and get as much loot as we can before we leave here. Well, I mean, we're gonna make us look bad in the last fight. Is this gonna be? Is this it? Is this the fight that makes us look bad? I choose a fight I didn't need to go into. I'm thinking probably not after that crit. That guy, a lot of damage. Yeah, this guy's dead. This guy's not, but they're gonna die in 2 rounds. All right. Yep. Sure. So these guys are both dead in the front, or in the back too. So front guy's the only guy we have anything to concern ourselves with here. You can't hit anybody there. You literally can't do anything. You can't do anything here because he can only hit the middle lane, middle two spots, and that guy's already dead. And removing stress, everybody's completely unstressed. There's just literally nothing he can do. I guess technically he can speed people up and maybe give them a chance to go before the other guys, if that's how the game is calculating it. I don't even know if it does that or not. I'm not sure if the enemy and your like initiative or like speed at which you attack is determined before the round or not. I actually don't know. Like at the start of the round. Or if it can be influenced and the order changed. Sure.
Be wary.
I'll take this over the torch.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'll take this 1 jade over that. That's fine. And now we'll go back. Oh, look, another random battle spawn. Let's just do it. Why not? This is so funny. Just keep fighting people for no reason. There is a reason, though. The upside is we're getting extra blood, we're getting extra resources. We're just farming people. That's so funny. I've never done that in this game before. It's wild. Didn't take him out, though. That sucks. All right, now I'll try to Rain of Sorrows him, though. If I can hit him, yep. So that one's dead. Good. 2 middle slots. I've literally never seen this happen. Two enemies, 2 fights spawned in the hallway after we came in here. We're getting very close to our flagellant being able to heal. It's kind of what I was kind of expecting to happen. Oh, he's just dead. Cool. All right, we're gonna stun this guy at the beginning of the next round before he gets a chance to do his elusive exit. I just don't want to cry. The game's trying to set it up to be an epic, like, you know, try to keep that guy alive and make us look bad. No, dude. No, sir. Not like last episode. You're getting stunned. No. You're not doing that in this fight. You were done. That happened to us in our last episode where we ended up getting killed because this guy, we lost a guy because he dodged in the last second, summoned 4 guys, and just, oh man, that scarred me a bit. Yep. Extra blood. Look at all the extra blood, the extra Baron, an extra portrait to fill that stack out. Still not taking any citrine. I don't see you. You don't matter. Get out of here. You're ugly. All right. Yeah, we walked out of here with a killing here. That's so funny. I could have actually taken the citrine over the 250 gold, but I'd still rather just take the 250 gold on principle because I hate citrines that much. All right, let's get out of here. Let's finish this mission with a heck of a boost. Make sure we use the skeleton key. Don't be idiots.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
What am I doing here? Did I just change those items twice? All right, and that's what we leave with. Yeah, pretty good mission overall. We walked out here with 5 blood.
The
So our people won't die.
labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Awesome. So that's what I was talking about. Like, we didn't necessarily need to fight all of those bloodsuckers, but doing that, we actually got a very high roll. We didn't have anybody get infected by the Crimson Curse, which was really good. And we walked out of there with 5 extra blood, so people don't have need for blood for a little bit again, which would be good. Wildfoe is whatever. Last gasp. +1 speed when HP is lower. Oh, that's awesome on this character. +1 speed when the HP is lower than 50%. Yeah. That's probably lockable. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's probably lockable on him. The Og. Oh, yeah, we knew that he had that. No, that's he developed a second. Yeah, I think he had the worries or something. -10%, -3 speed. Yeah, this guy is... Yeah, you're going to go get some help, buddy. Wow. Relax. This guy's catching everything. Death is just permanent stun anyway.
You will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's get him some help because this dude is just capturing all the bad. He doesn't have the Crimson Curse though. The Fits and the Age egg, like plague egg. I don't know how to pronounce this. He's just getting hounded by bad diseases. Get these off of me. All right. Let's see what we rolled for new items here. The Plague Doctor, Bloody Herb. Rare, +10 accuracy to all melee skills, +30% bleed skill chance, +20% damage to melee skills. See, this is one of those items. This is a required item if you want to use your Plague Doctor as a melee character. If you ever use Incision, it's the only melee ability on this character. It's the Bloody Herb. That's it. Makes this character, this girl, yes, because I always forget the Plague Doctor's a girl, in the lore. So +10 accuracy, melee skills, +30% bleed skill chance, +20% melee skill chance, damage to melee skills. Goofy. That's the only item. I'll buy it, just to have it. What is it? Shimmering Cloak, +8 dodge, -33% healing received. Wow, this sucks. The Antiquarian's marbles are a common item. They get +10 dodge and no other downside. Why would I ever use this item? And I know the argument is, well, it's an item that makes everybody have dodge. But like, look at this item right beside this. It's a Grave Robber item, +12 dodge, +10 accuracy to range skills, and just a little bit of stress. This item's bad. Like, really bad. We already had the Punishment's Hood, right? I think we already had that item. Looks like we don't. I don't really care about it though. Do we need this? I mean, +20% bleed skill chance. Yeah, which I guess is fine. +15% damage if your health is below 40%, and -20% healing skills. This is kind of like the first item for the Flagellant, right? Like the Flagellant's kind of like first item, but we've already got Dismas's Head. We've got Eternity's. I don't know. I could buy it. It's not really a huge downside to buying it. All right, let's go ahead and lock some quirks, and then let's get into another mission. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking because, you know, all we're doing is grinding right now, just leveling up a bit here. All right, I can't put anybody in here that has a Crimson Curse because I don't want Campbell to get that. So I gotta think about that. If we're gonna lock quirks on people with a Crimson Curse, I gotta make sure I do it all in one wave, and they all gotta go in there at the same time. And since Campbell's still in the same building, even though he's not in the same hall or ward, he can still be affected. All right. I guess it really doesn't matter. I just need to pick 2 people and just lock them with good quirks here. Hard Noggin's good. Unquiet Mind is fine. I could lock that. But again, whenever a person has a good quirk and then a bad good quirk or a good bad quirk, I don't worry about locking anything because I want to see him lock a bad quirk and then find a bad quirk, right? I only lock a good quirk in a week where a character actually has a bad quirk. I also want to simultaneously get rid of if I can do that. It's nice to double up. Right, like this character has missed the spot, but then has 2 good bad quirks. I'm kind of waiting for her. I was kind of hoping that she would develop a good quirk before I spent a week on her, because she has missed the spot. See, this is like the worst case scenario. She's got missed the spot, and I want to get rid of that, but then I can't she doesn't spend the week locking a good quirk simultaneously. But then I don't want to bring her out to a mission, because if I bring her to a mission, then she's going to end up locking that quirk with my luck. But then there's another downside. Even if she does lock it, I can't remove it by using a random curio because she's got 2 good quirks. I don't want to take a chance that if she interacts with it, she'd get rid of. I don't want to see her lose Risk Taker because I chanced interacting and getting rid of Risk misses the spot. That would suck. This would be an easy one. I could lock Hot to Trot and get rid of Torn Rotator. That's fine. Especially considering that we lost our other, we lost our other Highwayman a few weeks ago. I could also lock Beast Slayer and then lock Hagiomania. I'd be happy with that if we did that. Let's do that. And let's get into a mission. I'm not going to spend a lot of time thinking about that. I think these are just good ones to get rid of. Nocturnal's also one I want to get rid of as well. But, Beast Slayer is like S tier quirk, so. Alright, let's get back out there. Actually, I guess we should look and see if we have any additional people. Photomania is great. Slow Draw is bad. How many Crusaders do we have, though? Like, do we really need another Crusader? I feel like we had a lot, but I guess it's because I'm remembering Anscott in our party. Here, let's look real quick here. Sort by class. I feel like we had... Oh, yeah, I might have got rid of one here. Yeah, we had this Crusader who just had insanely good quirks, but... Quick Reflexes, Photomania, it's about the same. We've already got two Crusaders. I don't need another Crusader. Even though his quirks are good there, we're now at a stage where I don't need to drop people just to pick up another person who has equivalent stuff. Oh, actually, he's level 1 and has all of his quirks unlocked. Whereas this guy's level 0 and only has a few quirks unlocked. He does have locked quick reflexes. He's actually probably worth picking up, replacing him, because I can lock Photomania and remove Slow Draw, and then have a level 1 guy that has all of his stuff already leveled up. Although there is an argument to be made that how much would it cost to even level up the remaining? Would it be the same amount of money? Because if I pick this guy on the back of the fact that this guy has no leveled up quirks or abilities, thinking that this guy would save us money because he's going to have all of his abilities already unlocked, you have to remember that I've already spent some money to lock this quick reflexes. So it's like I'm still going to have to go in and lock this Photomania. So I guess this is actually worth doing the math of one time on it really quick, fast, if we can do it quick. Let's go in here and drop this in here. So to level up this, it would cost 500 gold. Now after that, let's pick a level 1 guy here. It would cost us an extra 125 for each. So the quick math on this would be, I can just leave this guy in there, do the math. Yeah, 125 at each level. So we're looking at 500 plus 500 plus 500. We're looking at 1,500 plus an extra 125, 125, 125, 125. That's an extra 500. Yeah, 5. That's a 2,000. Oh yeah, it's still worth more, right? Because this is no. Hold on. No, it's not. I did that backwards. To level this guy up to the same point that the other guy is leveled up to, it was only going to cost us just over 2,000 gold. I guess the downside, though, is that this guy actually is already level 1. This guy is level 0. But there's an argument to be made that that means he has more weeks to, like, lock quirks, but at the same time, you can still level people by just doing random missions. Even if you do, at level 6, you can still just do random missions and just keep trying to find better quirks. I don't know. I think it's really just not much of an upgrade. It doesn't matter either way. This guy doesn't have really anything. He has Photomania, which is great. This guy's quick reflexes. They're basically the same. Let's just keep the guy I already have. I think he's fine. All right, Mankind Haters, solid, but what's up with us rolling slow draw on all these people? Like, relaxing the slow draws, right? Thanatophobia is terrible. Dark Temptation is terrible. Orin's Adventurer and Steady are whatever. Steady's good. I kind of underestimated Steady. When I was first reading that ability, there's two different stress abilities like that. There's Steady. I was Steadily because of this guy had Deadly. My brain. There's Steady, which is minus 10% stress. But then there's also another one that's similar that's like minus 10 or like plus 10% stress relief from abilities or something like that. And I can't remember what that one's called. But that one, I'm looking at the list right now. There's like a list online I found. I'm not going to find it right away. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. It's a positive quirk that... That's not it. It's not like a lurker. I don't know. I'm not going to find it when I'm looking for it. That's how it'll work. It's not faded. Ugh. I am not seeing it here. I'm going to keep looking for just a second longer here, see if I can't find it. Resilient. Resilient is plus 10% stress heal received. That's the one I was saying is like, eh. But then Steady's a little bit better than I kind of gave it credit for. I think Steady, like when I first read this ability again, I just thought it was the same thing as Resilient. My brain had just kind of like categorized them as the same thing. One's like minus 10 or plus 10% stress heal received. The other one's minus 10% stress taken from all sources. This is obviously better. But I just didn't really think about it when I first read it. I was thinking they were the same thing. But this is just generically, it hits all sources. Whereas the other one only like makes stress relief better. I feel like it's a good ability. But on this class, it's weird because this class in general is more focused on not ever being hit. I feel like I'd much rather just have abilities that help her like dodge and not take extra stress. But you know, it's whatever. Again, I'm not even really interested in grabbing an Antiquarian anyway. We got rid of our other Antiquarian because we're at the stage in the game now where we have so much money. I don't really need her anymore. Deadly is good. Deadly's one of those quirks though is like really good on a class who's focused on a crit. And you have to remember that the Abomination's abilities like Rake actually have minus 3% crit mod. Right, he does have a high chance of critting with like Rage and Slam, I think. Or Slam doesn't crit that much, like plus 1%. That's just funny. Plus 7% on Rage is quite a bit. But a lot of times when you're using the Abomination, you're really focused on raking. I'd much rather have just raw extra damage than crit. This plus 2% crit is going to be a drop in the bucket when you're subtracting 3 away. It just doesn't really make any sense. It's anti-synergistic. Mankind Hater's solid, but just not that great. I'm not very excited about those two. Wow. This character is all over the place. Early Riser's great. Ruins Explorer is great. This is like perfect on her. Ruins Phobe. Why though? Why do you have that? Why Fear of Mankind? Why do you do this? Why do you have Ruins Explorer and Ruins Phobe? Like you're so split. You're afraid of humans and you're a human. You're afraid of the ruins, but you love being in the ruins. Like you're so all over the place. Good Vestal. Pretty solid, pretty serviceable. The Early Riser's obviously good. Ruins Explorer is solid on top of that. The problem is I think we actually have 2 really good Vestals. So we're now in that rare air where if you're going to get on our team as a Vestal, or I guess anybody, you have to be pretty good, but if you're going to get on our team, you need to outclass one of these 2 Vestals. This Vestal has Spiritual, which is solid on this class, and this one already has Early Riser and Gifted, which is actually strictly better than Spiritual. Actually, not strictly better. Plus 25%, and this is plus 20%. Ooh, actually not just strictly better. But yeah, these 2 characters are pretty solid. So this one having Early Riser is solid, but like not better than one that already has Early Riser locked, plus has Gifted in the wings ready. No. Fast Healer's so bad on this character. You're like, wow, this character can heal and do all these great things, and none of that synergizes with camping. And it's like, okay, this character literally doesn't heal when camping. I guess she could if she used wound care, but nobody's trying to do wound care in this class. Yeah, this is bad. None of these characters were taken with us. We don't care about any of those. I said again, I wouldn't fault you for taking Fossard here over our other Crusader, but I'm not going to do it because I've already locked a quirk on him, and it's going to cost me. He's already got this locked quirk of speed, of quick reflexes, which is slightly better, I would say. Slightly better than Photomania, but more importantly than that, he's still level 0, so he has time to develop. And it doesn't cost us a lot to level up his quirks anymore, or his abilities. It doesn't cost us a lot anymore. It's not going to cost that much, whereas with this guy, you know, the big savings would be he has all of his abilities already unlocked, but who cares? I mean, who really cares? I've got enough money, it doesn't even matter. This guy's abilities, and we also did the math, remember. To unlock all of the abilities on Duquesne, this makes me almost want to switch characters just because I can't pronounce his name. But Duquesne, this character, just to unlock all of his quirks, I keep saying quirks, his abilities, and get it to the same stage as this dude, would cost less than the amount of money it cost to lock this guy's quirk that we've already locked. So it's just not worth it. All right, let's go on in there. Pick a random mission and let's go. There's really, oh, I say a random mission. The restraining padlock is where it is at. We haven't been lucky enough to see that yet. I'm really excited to see that. We might want to pick that up. Restraining padlock. Oh, I also want the Unholy Slayer's ring though. I haven't been lucky enough to find one of those either. I also want this Guardian Shield, though I'm a little bit less excited about that one. Yeah, this item right here, the restraining padlock, is like the required item for an abomination if you're going to be like transforming a lot. Transform, minus 40% stress inflicted on the party, minus 40% on transformation stress. Pretty solid item. Restraining padlock. The amount of stress this saves is actually quite substantial. Although it is a conservative item in the sense that it's less about... It's the kind of item that you throw on a character, on an abomination, when it's one of those lower tier missions where you're bringing them in there and you're just trying to level them up and you're more focused on bread and butter, just getting through the mission, hit for a considerable amount, heal, whatever, and this can offset that stress. This is not the item you use when you're going to push a mission to beat a boss. You don't use this on a boss level. You use this on a casual mission because it's going to keep that stress low so you don't have to spend all that stress relief later on, right? It is a solid item though. Whether or not we need it or not is, questionable. I guess you could make the argument I could instead go after something like this, which I was just talking about, the Guardian's Shield. Although, I really do want to get the Unholy Slayer's ring. Like, this guarantees that future Unholy bosses at the Ruins are really good. And I want to grab these where possible, because these are the items that you really want to make sure you have when you're going up against a boss. Like, they really do help. Is that better than the padlock? Honestly, probably. The padlock's fine, but we haven't really even been using the abomination that much this playthrough. But importantly, in addition to that, this item helps everybody at that location, whereas the padlock only helps the abomination. You can make the argument the abomination doesn't really have a lot of love in terms of items, so we haven't really given him anything. But there's also an argument to be made that as far as our team comp is concerned, we've got a bunch of level 3s here. We don't really have the group of guys, the core group of guys I would want to bring with us in order to go do this mission, because if we go do this mission right now with these guys, that's 4 dudes out of this group, and 2 of them will have to have the Crimson Curse, which again we would have to then go and fight against the Fanatic, which I will avoid at all costs unless they're at the tier level of that mission. This is a veteran mission, which would mean I want to bring guys that are level 4 if we're going to fight the Fanatic. So just kind of out of our range this time. I'm going to go get this Unholy Slayer's ring here real quick. Be happy about that, and this will also give us a chance to develop some of our other characters who we've been kind of ignoring because we've been hyper-focusing on bleed guys. It is our core mission, but I'm not as worried about that. I'm more worried about, like, in the background I'm blocking quirks on people silently, right? Every week there's a separate thing happening. I'm blocking good quirks and making our guys robust across the entire roster. Yeah. So we will bring. It doesn't really matter here. I might actually just bring like double. Could bring like 2 shield breakers. These characters are probably the best 2 class. This is probably the best class in the game for dual rolling, because they can like switch spots with each other. They just keep rotating. It's like I think online people will call this like a dancing squad. I just call it a dodge team, but some people will call it like I guess that is different. Dodging is everybody's dodging. Dancing is people keep moving, and then there's also riposte team. Yeah, I guess those are distinct separate things. I'll leave DuPont here. This guy's good at this location. Anybody else that I'm interested in bringing here? Maybe a defensive character to kind of offset this squad that I've got going on here. Could also just bring a healer here. I already have 2 healers, but what I mean is like a healer who's like not gonna troll. I really do like the cultist, but when he fails, he really fails. Actually, this is the proper time to bring a Plague Doctor. What am I talking about? Because you should be using battlefield medicine to offset the bleed on this, but this character is very good at the cove. Let's develop our poor Plague Doctor. We've actually had a few good Plague Doctors, but they've died over the course of our mission. And I love this class. We just haven't really had the opportunity to develop it because we haven't rolled any good quirks in this character. Maybe this is the time to start focusing on it. We're gonna give him give her the blasphemous vial. But then after that, we're just gonna give both of our frontliners here an Eldritch Slayer's ring, and then after that, give them both like a random ancestral item that deals extra damage or something. Actually, Spectral Spirit Tip is pretty decent too. What is her accuracy or on her abilities, right? Pretty high, right? Accuracy basis 95. This is what this character's going to be using a lot of, so probably just a pierce. I need to get rid of puncture though. We don't need puncture. Breaks guard. I don't care about that. It's good, but like not right now. We don't really have any need for that right now. It's hilarious because it can actually strip the guard off of the big octopus guard guy in the front, but I'd much rather just have raw damage through like Adder's Kiss. We're not trying to do all that right now. Captivate's really good. Actually, she's actually got good quirks. Good quirks. I cannot stop calling them quirks down tonight. Actually, they both have Captivate. Let's just stick with what we have here. This moves you back. You have an ability to move back too. You both have a back ability. Yeah. Already got our dancing squad right here. You're level 1. We need to level your quirks up here. Your abilities, not your quirks. Your abilities. Ugh. All right. Heal. Get these up. Level those up. Make sure that I select those though. And then we will select the items for you. Get you at the very top here. Get that team up there so I can focus on this. We'll get you a... You already have the Ancestor's Candle, right? Yes. And then the other one, I can give Dismas's head, but I have no stress relief. I'd probably just give you something like a Berserk Charm, something like that. Although that also gives 15% stress and decreases. Let's give you the Surgical Gloves. Extra crit, extra melee damage. I could also... I like the crit a lot more in the melee skill accuracy because this character is going to be hitting in the front line. But the thing about this melee crit, 8% crit is an absurd stat line with almost no downside because the move effect doesn't matter because she can move from the slots. You know, this character can move every single time she uses Pierce. She moves forward. It doesn't even matter. It's really good. All right, is this a medium tier mission or is just a short mission? Oh, it's long. Okay, so we need to actually think about our abilities for camping now. We can actually afford that, so that's good. Plus 15%. One companion can't be marked. Light skill, armor piercing. I mean, Snake Eyes is fine. I'm not really excited by any of these, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really like her quirks that much. They're a lot of utility, but it's whatever. Probably gonna have to use Linessi's here. See what you got. You think this character actually has pretty good quirks here. The remove disease is funny, but not really that important. Remove blight and bleed. Blight. I'm sorry. Remove disease and wow, leeches. Remove blight and remove just a random removal of disease is kind of interesting. Heal and yeah, I think this is really good. Experimental Vapors is really good. We're gonna need to rely on Dupont though because of the where's this at? Here. The Unspeakable Commune. Although Unspeakable Commune is not that great when I still don't know if there's more than one nighttime. I don't know if we're going to have more nightmares. We've had 3 nightmares on this class, and I don't know if we're going to have more nightmares because of this. Man. Oh, and that's even worse because this crew of guys is really bad against... Okay. I'm thinking about the fact that these characters are really, really bad against the snakes. Well, I mean, Dupont's fine, but the Plague Doctor's pretty bad because the Plague Doctor uses plague-related stuff, uses blight-related stuff, and those adders and those snakes and whatever are like really resistance against it. Although I could just stun them. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, I could do that. Just stun and let the other ones take care of it, and have the other ones heal, and then accept the fact that we're gonna have stress and just be okay with it. That's probably fine. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Plague Doctor also has good resistance to the snakes. Yeah, I guess technically that's good, but like is also really an odd thing to like because yes, that is cool. Not something I would have ever noticed. So yes, good call. I'm just not really thinking about that so much as I'm thinking about the fact that those snakes are really weak against bleed. Like really weak against things like Hound's Harry, you know, all of the abilities that deal with a lot of bleed stacking damage are crazy. I'm not gonna overthink this. There's still a non-zero chance that we have no actual enemies to run into in that regard. Like there might not actually be a nightmare. But what do I want to make sure I have in case We don't really need a heal that removes blight and bleed on this class because we've already got 2 guys that heal and 1 that removes blight and bleed. We don't need the wound care. I'd much rather you have something else like a encourage, which is not a great ability by any stretch, but it's probably the best this character can do, and I want to make sure I have it where possible. And then after that, I don't really care about leeches, removing disease, removing blight, all that other stuff. Healing 1 person for 50% is an absurd heal, so that's great. Healing, removing blight and bleed from self only. Also, accuracy increase is hilarious. Probably, I don't want pep talk though. Let's get rid of pep talk. Pep talk is great before like a boss, before you're gonna go hunt like a thing from the stars or something like that. But I'd much rather just have the raw resist removal. Oh, you can have 4 of them. Right. Right. Don't even have to make the choice because these guys only have. Yep. Doesn't even matter. Okay. So if only one dark strength is pretty good, but actually dark strength is hilarious. Yo, yeah, that's really good. Dark Ritual reduces torchlight by 100 plus 15 stress. 1 companion heals for 50% and removes mortality debuffs. Really cool ability. Not what we need right now though. I would much rather than have this, I'd much rather have Dark Strength, because this extra damage might be really good. It's actually perfect too, because I can use it right, like, you know, you go to sleep, you use Dark Strength. If the dream triggers, you know you already have the plus 20% damage to that fight. It's great. The extra stress is also minimal. It's not that much anyway. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I got everybody rolling with an encourage to make sure we can make maximum coverage in case we really need some stress relief on one guy who just gets piled on, and we can go after this. I already looked at the stagecoach. We don't have anything to worry about there. Item-wise, I have literally all these items. Well, I don't have the shimmering cloak, but like I said, I mean, I could not imagine using that item in any real serious way. Who do we have stressed out? Anybody? No. We have 2 guys locked in court. Yep, we're good. We don't have a lot else left to talk about. Let's go. Let's go do a mission here. Definitely not a boss. We're gonna go get this unholy one here. Let's do this. Nice 4 portraits too. You like it? You like to see it. All right, we'll grab our food. Probably just be greedy with food. Just bring a bunch, and I won't feel bad about it. I'm not even gonna look at how much I need to bring or think about it. I'm just gonna bring a lot. Something like this would be fine. I really don't need this much anti-venom because I already have the Plague Doctor, but I am going to bring it just as an emergency in case we have like an early dream that just destroys us. I can remove it. I'll probably need to start like thinking about bringing 4 skeleton keys per mission, since we now have the money to spend, and there's also a non-zero chance on long missions that we see that many. I'll bring our 4 shovels, maybe bring 1 more just in case. I can throw it away and not feel bad about it. I've talked about that a lot. Holy waters. Holy waters would be more like an admission that I want extra relief. My goodness, relief against the snakes, because this would give us plus 33% resist. Medicinal herbs is fine. Long mission, try to bring double torch stack, whatever. I think we're good. Nobody has the Crimson Curse, so we don't have to think about that. Everybody's been leveled to the max level they can, given their current stuff. And we did not give items to these 2, though. Alright, so you need... probably just dodge. You already... oh, no, you're at 0 dodge. Never mind. Doesn't mean I can't give you something. Some kind of dodge. That's okay. Although you're at level 0, right? Maybe this is the person who you just throw on the Ancestors map. Oh, did I not take it off of my other characters? That's annoying. We will unequip all trinkets and re-equip them here. We know you're taking both of these. We know you're taking both of these. I want you to take this and probably a Seer Stone. And I want you to take Ancestor's Map and then probably like maybe like a camouflage cloak, since you've already got 15 built-in dodge. Giving you a higher chance of dodge is great. This character has almost no dodge. We're just going to have to accept the fact that the Plague Doctor is going to get hit. We're going to have to nurse her back to health when she gets hit. The other characters have a little bit of dodge built in. Not a lot, but, you know, a little bit taken off because they got Eldritch Slayer's rings. That's okay. No extra stress is being applied to them, which is nice. The stress is the real concern. The dodge is not. I mean, unless we get, you know, crit on, I think, you know, most of the time this is probably better. All right, let's go ahead and get in there. I think we've got what we need. all the items that I care about. Let's go. Do one long mission here. Alright, tentacled lurkers lie in wait just below the water surface. Tread carefully.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Alright, let's go. Bag. Just a random extra key. Okay. So, 2 stressors, 2 high damage dealers. No real resistances or anything like that here. I can't kill the guy in the back that fast because I don't have the range to kill him. I guess I could spin 2 pierces and just kill him. Although I'd much rather... No, that's the wrong play. I can stun the back too. Let's just blight these 2 guys in the front. Oh, Captivate only hits if you're in slot 2. That's worth knowing in the future. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Well, okay. Yeah, that raw damage from that Eldritch Slayer's ring is going to make a lot of difference here. See, this is kind of a weird situation here. Oh, well, never mind. It's not a weird situation. I was going to say this character doesn't have an Eldritch attacking ability outside of Abyssal Artillery, but Abyssal Artillery hits the back too. We've already killed one, but never mind. Vulnerability Hex is incredible here because this removes 16 dodge from a character who already has 20. Pretty good. That's one of the problems with this guy. Is he always hits. So I'm going to go and stun that guy too. Because he's the one that's the most annoying. Long fight, twice. Applying a bunch of stress to us at the start of the mission is kind of a tedious.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Or in so much stress over a few rounds. Let's just try to take this guy out, since he hasn't attacked yet.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, I guess I'll remove the remaining amount of stress he has. He has no stress already, but... Now, our Plague Doctor unfortunately cannot do anything to him because it's in the front slot, but we'll go ahead and just Battlefield Medicine, heal somebody for 1. It's no healing at all, but, you know, whatever. Alright, try to kill this guy before he gets a chance to attack. Not quite. He's gonna get to go, isn't he? Oh, no, we got lucky. Awesome.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
So finding a Sapphire this early in the mission is worth speculating on. You take it. I could also take the Jade over the 150 stack of gold here, because it's just not going to stay with us the whole mission. Now, after that, the busts are a real serious question. Do I take the bust over, say, something like a Holy Water or something like that? Because that is a goal. I'll just drop a shovel. Like I said, like that, I'm okay with dropping a shovel this early. We already have 4. Now it's going to suck because you have to use it immediately on this obstacle, but the problem with using shovels this early, or dropping a shovel this early, is it can come back to bite us. But
another misfortune.
Look at how long this mission is. Like, it's a long mission. This is the thing you never interact with the shovel. Remember, the shovel destroyed us when we interacted with this. I might use a Holy Water on it, see what it does. Nothing. Well, interesting. This character has, like, no quirks, so let's just lock something random. What do you get? Whoa! I said this character has no really good quirks. Now this is perfect, because now I can actually lock Photomania and get rid of a Death Blow Resist, and then lock Beast Hater and get rid of Weak Grip on life. Now we have a direct path to make this Plague Doctor actually really, really, really good. This is going to be probably our long game, like, Plague Doctor, our big deal Plague Doctor, the one who we keep with us until the end of the game. See, such a small little thing can make such a difference. Locking that extra little quirk helps. Alright, we'll just try to take out the tank since... Well, actually, can you reach him? No, you can't. Adder's Kiss does not reach him. I don't know. Just take out the tank in the front. Yep, Doomsday's annoying. This is the worst part about this team that I've got here. We have no real way of dealing with stress. That's why I selected camping skills to deal with it. Stun those 2 guys in the back. Give us some time to deal with that front line, and then everybody can dogpile on the guys in the back afterwards. I can... Maybe if I remove the remainder of his armor here, the other Shieldbreaker has a higher chance of just outright killing him with another spear. it appears.
Press this advantage.
Great.
Give them no quarter.
All right, great. See, that's rough because we spent the entire start of the fight just taking out one guy, but it's actually really good because that's the guy that's the most annoying in the fight because he stops us from getting to that back line. Now we can just start focusing on the rest of the guys.
Eradicated.
Now again, that Pierce could have just hit him in the very start of the fight, but he was the guy who had the chance of, if we, let's say we had pierced and hit that guy, not killed him, and then the frontliner selected him to protect for the rest of the fight. It would have felt like we wasted an entire attack on him for a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bleed from her where possible. Keep these guys topped off because there are damage dealers. I can't have them taking a lot of damage over the course of the mission. You have no dodge or anything like that, whatever. There's not really a good fight or a good play here. I'll just heal. Sure. That's max health. That's good. Sure. Kind of offset it. And a bleed, huh? Brutal. Hit the guy in the back because you have extra damage to Eldritch. Take these guys out where possible. He's not going to die, but he's very close. Remove that bleed.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
This should just kill him. If I target him, he's gonna bleed for 3 when he's at 5. This should kill him, hopefully. Oh, no. No, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. I was hoping I'd hit him for 2. That's okay. Everybody's at, like, death's door on their team. Oh! Not punished, huh? Awesome.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Yep.
Decimated.
They're hitting for so much damage, it's crazy. Alright, the bandages, whatever. The extra 2 busts was a blessing. That was nice to just get those this early. Alright, from here, I'm going to try. I was told by somebody that, oh look, holy water does work on this thing. I already knew, I guess. Is this a buff or like a stress? It's not. That doesn't look like a stress relief. That's a buff. That's a damage buff. That's a damage buff, right? Yeah, plus 18% damage until camp. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's tough. This is tough. If I go left, I have to use a shovel. If I go down, then I have to go backtrack. I'm gonna go left. Feels bad, but it's the better choice. We got 2 shovels left and the mission almost just started.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
I'm not taking the bleed stone there because even though it's worth more money in raw form, we're never gonna get home with it. It's not gonna come home with this with all the other stuff we're doing. All right, we'll probably go through an entire stack of.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Oh, we'll probably go through this entire stack of torches before the end of this section. Okay, so this is a little tough. The Onyx is better than the Jade, but as I've talked about quite a few times, the odds of us actually getting more Onyx in a mission than the amount of Jade is pretty low. I'll take this, admitting that it was likely going to happen, is we're probably going to end up seeing 2 or 3 more Jade before the mission ends and maybe 1 more Onyx. But if we get 3 Onyx, it's fine. If we get 4 Onyx, then it's obviously worth more than a gold stack. I just don't like the Onyx. You have to get 4 of these for it to be worth more than gold, and it's just not that often that you find 4 in a mission. But on long missions, this is where it would happen if it were to ever happen. And I'm not dropping a stack of anti-venom or bandages for a Jade or a Onyx at all. That's just never happening. For this trap, can you remove it? Unfortunately, you can't. Not really. 60% is not very good. I don't want to take a chance of getting hit by any more stress. This is what I was talking about. So when we go to sleep, we'll probably have to remove quite a bit of stress off this Plague Doctor. That's a character I said we were going to have to protect like crazy. All right, just try to take out one of the stressors, I guess. Maybe not. Whoa, okay, just killing him outright makes me feel really good. Let's go. Yeah, Abyssal Artillery, great. All right, then we'll stun him. Stun him up. Oh, I plagued him. I hit the wrong button. Are they really gonna... They're gonna take exactly enough to go to 1. Both of them are. I meant to stun them. That was annoying. Hit the wrong button. That's okay. Don't stress. Stress wave's fine on that character. I don't care about that at all. No, zero downside to that. Well, I say that. If we have a nightmare, it could add up, but... Man, I wish I'd stun them. I meant to stun them. I hit the wrong button.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Alright, I guess we'll just heal a little bit. Doesn't really matter here. Yeah, I selected incorrectly. Got punished a bit there. Nice dodge. Heal him.
Obliterated.
See, damage is not a concern. Look, another Onyx immediately. That's good.
Brought low.
We won't be taking the blood, though.
The mud.
That's not this mission. We can go up and back, or we can skip. I want to go to the fight. I'm going to skip this left mission, or this left room, and skip this offshoot right room down here by the treasure room, and then go through all the rest of the rooms, I think. Or I guess I could, never mind, I will go to that room. That's only 2 steps into that other room. We are going to skip this hallway to the left, though. I'm going to go up, though. Alright, this is the one I said could possibly give you a good quirk. Do we want to chance it again? I don't know. I might pick somebody else to do it this time. Wow! Warren's Explorer, not so good on that one, but that's okay. Got two good ones in a row. Disarming. Alright, I need to keep my torch up. There's no reason to be so disciplined with my torches right now. We have a lot. And we also have 2 firewood left. I need to just burn through these.
Light, the promise of safety.
Yep. Ooh, yuck. Yuck. We're gonna need to stun very quickly here. We need a stun. We need a stun. Let us go. Let us stun. Uh-huh. If I can get a stun off, it'll kind of buy us. No, man. Well, you're not the one I care about. Yes, we get the stun here. Throw out a stun here. Buys us 1 round, and then we'll just kill them really quickly. Great. Can we just dodge both of those? That's crazy. All right, that went really well. All right, now finish these guys off, I guess. Actually, finish the frontliners off, right?
Continue the onslaught.
They're the ones we were working on.
Destroy them all.
I might actually use Captivate. This is a lot of damage. Brutal.
Well struck.
The double crit. Oh, if I get to go before them, I can use the Blade Grenade and insta-kill them both. If I get to go before them. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god, we get to go first. Blade Grenade them. Sorry about you. That double crit was insane in the Eldritch Tendrils. That was awesome. Alright, that went really well for us. Good. Alright, extra shovels, nice.
Remind yourself that
Real nice.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Now we've seen 2 Jade, right? I could sleep here. It's probably the best time to do it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Nah. Let's go. Let's do one more fight and then we'll sleep. Yeah, let's do that. I have full torch. There's no reason to blow that right now. Hunger check's fine. We got a lot of food. So I might even just use this food to heal her up. We got a lot of food. That's why we brought all that extra food, so it's no longer a factor. Food can really, really mess with you in the early game, but now we're at a stage in the game where it's no longer a problem. It's kind of like how, like money's no longer a problem. It's like working hard really to make sure that those things were no longer an issue for the whole team, and now we're at a stage where I can focus on other things and those, you know, as the game says, like, to fall for such a little thing, a bite of bread. It's exactly what it feels like anytime it happens. You're like, man, did I just get hit by a hunger check? 2 hunger checks in a row. Hunger checks can really just strip the pain off your team out of nowhere, and you're like, what the heck? Like, we were fine.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Here I'm not going to use the torch. I could, but if we need to use it for extra damage, I will. The reason I'm saying that is because even though we have Ancestor's Candle, this is still effective. Ancestor's Candle is still effective above 50 torch, and we're at 75. The other guys aren't using any items that matter. I guess technically he is, but we're talking margins now. Let's just try to take out the stressors. They're the problem. You don't like to see that. That sucked. Alright, well, you do like seeing that, though. We're just trying to maximize stress relief. That is all we're here to do right now. Or stress prevention, I guess. What does your dodge says? Minus 16 dodge. No dodging. I want you to die when I hit you, please. I'll just stun you, I guess. Bring you to the front so we can make sure you're dead. The other two guys are going to hit us for a hard amount of damage, but I don't care. We're about to go camp anyways. Yep. Yup. Of course, you'd crit on the character who doesn't need the extra stress. Look at that. Come on, game. Cheese. Alright, get these guys out of here. Stop that. That's fine. Bringing him to the front is hilarious because come on. He was about to die. Okay, double crits. Chill. Chill. You don't need to be double critting. That's ridiculous. Stop.
A momentary abatement.
Hey, game. Alright, I could remove that bleed from him right now and be happy about it, but I think I'd rather just throw out another stun because this guy's probably going to crit for another 11, 2 crits in a row. That just always makes me bitter. I hate that. Alright. Alright. I guess we'll have use for our food though when we sleep. It's just I don't like it when you crit a lot on one character because it's like if everybody's down a little bit, then we go to sleep, everybody heals a little bit. But everybody getting crit for an enormous amount on one person really sucks. Well, that offsets it a bit. But again, this character only has 22 health. I mean, what is that? What does critting for 22 do on a character that has 8,000 health? Come on, 1 health? Just die! Alright, I guess we... I can't even hit you. You have stun resist too. I guess I'll remove the bleed. Oh, never mind. You're gonna die anyways. We're good. I didn't realize we had another attack left.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
We just got 2 more onyx. Now it's worth it. Here I could do a few things, but I'm just gonna use my firewood and then grab the deeds.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
I'm gonna be aggressive and I'm gonna use the food because I want the stress relief. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the dark strength. I'm gonna use the prevent nighttime ambush. It might not work because we might have an invasion in the middle of the night from like a dream, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it. And then after that, we're gonna dogpile stress relief on this character. And what do we have left? 3? That's fine. I could dark strength 1 companion, but these characters are... There's really no difference between the two. Actually, maybe I'll just remove stress from you. That's fine. Stress relief is... It's inefficient compared to some of the better stress abilities in the game, but I'm not really that worried about it. Stress is really the only thing I think that takes us out of this mission, outside of, you know, a really bad fight against these snakes. If they really are what we have to fight. If we have to fight the snakes, it's gonna suck, but...
As
nope,
the light
it might just be over. We might be done with those missions.
Spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And I guess that then begs the question, are we ever coming back? And I think the answer is a resounding no. We're not coming back here. Extra bandage is kind of funny. The food is funny too. We do have the space for the food. The Witch's Vow we already have a copy of, and it's semantics between taking this over taking the scouting whistle. I'm probably not going to make it home. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter. I was going to say I'm probably not going to make it home with that item, so I'll go ahead and leave it, but the game chose to do it anyway. We're walking to this room just to make sure that I have flexibility later, because it's only a quick cross the hallway and it's not that much backtracking. Oh, check the chest though. Extra money?
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Walking across the hallway is very little like time, or I guess steps counted, so it's less chance of a hunger check, like long term. I'm just trying to make sure that I see as many rooms as I can before the 90% check happens, because we have to pursue 90% of the rooms. All right. You got it. What? 2 more shovels now? Finding that 1 shovel was big. That was really nice. Especially since we threw that one away earlier. All right, got a fight coming. This is the worst case for our guys. We don't like fighting against these guys on this team. Oh, never mind. It's just a Plague Doctor. I was hyper-focused on the Plague Doctor. Everybody else can do really well against these guys. Never mind. Our occultist can strip the armor off the 2 guys in the front, and these guys can just absolutely obliterate the tanky guys. The rest of them have really high blight resist, but this guy has dodge. I'm going to remove his dodge before we attack him. But let's take out the tanks first, or deal damage to them first. Sure, we will remove the armor from one of you first. Actually, no. We remove the dodge from you first. Because you're the guy who can make the mission go sour if we actually do kill somebody. We're not going to stun anybody with this guy, so we're not going to do that. I'm just going to stun the backliner. Because these 2 guys can't be stunned. Blight can still happen. It's just not that high of a probability. This is 20% blight skill chance plus. So he's got a 120% chance to blight. This is 80% chance resist, 20% chance resist, or 50% chance resist. It's just not that great. I guess I could do it. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna miss on this guy. Oh, I missed them both. That's why you don't do it. It just feels so bad.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
And a crit. Okay, game. Put all the stress on her. See how quickly you just get stressed out? These guys, that's their whole cheese minigame. They like to just stress you. Good dodge. All right. 2 fast guys can do their little stress abilities really quickly. That's a nice dodge, though. We needed that. Especially considering that she could have gotten the Crimson Curse off that. Yep. You're almost dead. 1 more hit and you're out of here. Well, that won't hit you. Let's remove the armor from you. Okay. Sure. Dodged it, huh? I'm gonna go for a stun on this guy because I don't want to have a chance that he uses elusive exit here, or whatever it's called. He could, and that would be obnoxious. Let's just finish him.
Masterfully executed.
Not an efficient round by any stretch, but I just don't want to take a chance that you leave and do that to us. Gather the blood sucks. We could get infected by that. We didn't, which is nice. All right, remove the rest of the armor from this guy. Actually, what's your dodge? 10? We have enough ways of dealing armor damage. Let's just remove the dodge off of this guy so make sure he dies when we do attack him. Oh, we got to go twice. Just kill him. Those mosquitoes are my least favorite enemy in the game. I hate them. Alright, this won't kill him. It'll deal a lot. Oh! Yes, it did kill him. Nice. We got really lucky there. Alright.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I'm certainly going to be taking the portrait, and after that the money for sure, because we can stack that easy. The blood and the Baron's invitation. Do we really want those at this stage? We've got enough Baron's invitations. We would want blood over the invitations. We got a lot of those. Realistically at this stage, it's probably the anti-venom, because I just don't see a use of the anti-venom outside of that little pool. There's like a pool you can find that'll give you like 5. It's so stupid. The anti-venom is actually pretty bad in this location. I might just stop bringing it entirely. There's literally one real use for it, and that's if, well, besides the bloodsuckers who can apply the blight, but there's really only one use, and that's that little, there's like a pool, like a whatever that you can use the vial on, and but if you use it, it gives your guy 5 health. It's the most pathetic heal for like bringing a curio like item specifically. It's just bad. So I think I'm gonna just stop bringing anti-venom to the cove entirely. I just don't think it's worth it. Elsewise, I think I'd rather just have the Baron's invitation over the scout whistle. We already have the scouting whistle. We already own one and we're not using it anyway. So, although I do want to take these though. Where am I going to put these? Do I take these over the Baron's invitation? I think I do. All right, let's go. This is this is what I was talking about. This is the thing that if you have the anti-venom, it can heal your guy for 5. But if you interact with it without it, I think you just get stress relief, which is just better. Oh, it's a buff? Oh, bleed resist and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, I just think that's better anyway. Blight, bleed, disease, debuff resistance until camp? Why would you ever use the anti-venom on that? Ever? That's crazy. Unless there's different random things that can happen other than that. If something else can happen other than that, then maybe so, but that's a crazy buff. That's literally...
A blazing star is born.
Not a mission long, but it's like a long-term holy water that I just drank, essentially. That's crazy. So we'll go left first, because that requires less backtracking overall. Oh my gosh.
Waiting to be spent.
A whole stack of gold here? What do I do? Do I take it over the sapphire? Maybe I just take it over the blood. That's fine. Wow. Trap disarm chance, 70%. We're just gonna have you stick to your job. 85% chance to remove the trap. Sucks that you've got so much stress, but what can you do? We can sleep again here soon anyways. We'll just get into this hallway maybe, and then we'll sleep. We haven't had very good luck with our scouting chance here recently, which is kind of wild. Alright. The snails just die anyways, we don't have to attack them. We'll just use... This is a great time to use a missile artillery in the back line. And then I'm going to actually have these two try to kill the back two. That's more than a kill. Because the other guy up front, the sea maggot, will die to, like, nothing. Yeah, and those guys represent the most stress, the most annoying damage that can be dealt to us. And then here, I could do a few different things here, but I'll probably just stun the front guy. Oh, I can't even hit him. Just forget this doesn't hit the front guy. Well, there's not really a good use of this character's turn, so let's just heal. On the off chance, maybe we get a stress heal off of a crit, who knows. Sure, 8's a lot, but it's fine. Brian's annoying. I can, like, apply... not stress, but like diseases and stuff. So we'll heal here. Not a lot, but that's okay. Bleed's annoying. But we do have a bandage, so it doesn't even matter. Remove the bleed, I guess. Doesn't even matter. We brought all of these bandages and it hasn't even mattered. We didn't have the dream. We didn't have the nightmare, so it didn't matter. Kind of funny. Alright, take this guy out. That's why you guys are here. Hit for a bunch. It's so funny, like the armor piercing, it doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it deals consistent damage. It's like, I don't care if you are, you know, you've got 25 protection or 5 protection, you're taking full damage in the face.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I'm dropping the, oops, that's not what I meant to drop. I'm dropping the medicinal herbs here. I just don't see a world where we're gonna need those. I guess I could also just camp immediately. That would use up food. I don't think I do that. I think I just don't camp anymore at all. There's no real reason to camp for the rest of the mission, right? Like, why? The camp would take up extra food with, like, very little downside to just drop the firewood here. I'm gonna drop the firewood, and I don't need the extra portrait's nice. I don't need the extra stretch relief that much. I think we're fine. As I step on a trap. That's okay.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay. Pretty quiet hallway. Oh, nice. So here if we have... Yes, we can remove... And see, this is... No, we got paid off for having the medicinal herb still. We can remove a bad quirk. Slow reflexes is one we want to get rid of, so that'd be an easy one here. We also want to get rid of both weak grip on life and this, but we're going to lock... This next week, we're going to lock both of these. Over the course of 2 weeks, we're going to remove both of these while locking both of these good ones. So we're not going to remove either of these. Beast Slayer's a good one. We don't like Ruin's Foe, but we're going to lock Beast Slayer and remove Ruin's Foe. This is a pretty clear situation where we remove the slow reflexes because we have no reason to lock natural, but we've already locked Luminous, and yeah, so this is a pretty obvious selection here. Remove slow reflexes. Pretty easy choice there. Light here coming up. Torch. Oh, humans. Okay. I haven't seen any of those at this location. These guys do have some protection. This guy has a bit of dodge. Let's just kill these guys, like, as fast as possible. This guy becomes a problem if the fight drags on, but we won't even let it. We'll just kill the front two immediately. And then here, I will stun him so he can't apply it and bring him forward. The other two guys are just gonna die, like in almost no time. Maybe I will remove his dodge. Because he's the only one that has any dodge.
The ground quakes.
So the other two guys are going to get a free hit on us, which sucks. But then after that, we'll be fine. One hit is not that big a deal.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Yep, it's the risk you run. That's okay though. These guys are going to die pretty quickly, so. And then we'll use our copious food to undo that. Yep. Nice dodge. And then you can heal yourself and get off death's door real quick here. And then we'll let our cultists undo that. Yep. Get out of here. Down to 1. Okay. Cool, a lot of money.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We've been very fortunate we haven't hunger checked in a while here. Wow. Do I go for this trap disarm chance? 70%? We got it. Never didn't have it. Alright, switch you guys around here. Yep. Yep, I dropped all of our 5 bandages. It just never lined up. That's so funny. Cool. Alright, I'm not going to worry about my torches until I get there. We're just going to let them go. Oh, another fight randomly, huh? The downside of backtracking, you just get attacked by the same guys again.
Precision and power.
In the same hallways again. That's a nice crit, though. That really helps a lot. Oh my god!
Elbow blow.
That felt really good. Alright, let's just hit this. A free heal, I guess. Sure. Yep. Then you'll heal her. 5's not a lot, but whatever. Step 1. Okay. Heal. We gotta get this Plague Doctor out of slot 4. Not doing so well in slot 4. Oh, come on. Heal her back. And it's just getting diminishing returns each one of those heals.
A singular strike.
Yep. Alright. Oh. Wow, look at this little bandage. Tiny little bandage there. I'm not gonna take this Jade. I mean, what am I? I guess I could. I could go like this. I'm gonna get hunger checked the second I do this. You know I'm going to. I want to use this food to offset that, but I'm not taking a Jade on the off chance we get hunger checked. We're gonna get hunger checked soon. It's gonna happen. We've somehow managed to dodge it. I don't know how we've gone this long without getting hunger checked. We got like 2 really quickly and then nothing for a while. But when it happens, I'll be ready. Maybe. I'm in the game. It's just like not hunger checking. Let me get through these 2 fights and then it's going to hunger check twice. Oh my god. Awesome. We can have our cake and eat it too.
Beyond measure.
A little bit.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
We got another Onyx. We got 5 Onyx this mission. Wow. I'm going to have to leave this 250 gold behind. I guess I could drop the Sapphire at this stage. I mean, we just haven't found the other Sapphire, right? Now we found 3 Jade. Now the Jade are actually worth more than the Sapphire. This is the downside cost of actually bringing a Sapphire with you. It's just not that incredible. Like, you know, their odds of us finding a second one are pretty low in general, but we found it early enough that it actually, like, you know, kind of taunted us into thinking about taking it. The Jade is probably the better choice. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep the Sapphire at the stage. It is worth more than 1 single Jade. The gold I'd like to take, but, I mean, what do I replace with it? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing really here to change out with it. I mean, I guess I could switch for the medicinal herbs at this stage. We're pretty far into the mission. I don't really see a world where we're going to need 1 more of these. Maybe it's worth it. No, I don't think so, because even if we did find it, there's not a quirk that we would want to get rid of, like we just did a bit ago. There's not anybody that we need to remove a quirk for. I guess that's not strictly speaking true. We would want to get rid of these, but what I'm saying is we actually are going to be putting these people through that anyway, so.
The sparkling eyes
Okay.
of youth, twisted and made merciless.
Steal as much damage as we can. But we can just hit him real hard, really fast. It can help a lot here. We can't stun him because he's in slot 1. Yeah, what's his dodge? 0? I guess we probably heal here. 1 damage is not going to make that much of a difference. Let's just heal. Ugh. Oh, switch spots. Oh, crap. You were in the wrong spot. Well, that wasn't the most efficient way of fighting that, but that's okay. The nice part is here we do have 2 guys that can deal a lot of damage to the back line. So we can literally just ignore the front line and just go for the guys in the back. I'm straight up going to ignore the other guys. We're just going to kill the guys in the back. That's all we're going to do. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to kill the bad guy. Oh, the head games is brutal. He's going to block for him. That changes it. It's annoying. Stress is not a problem. I don't really care that much about that here. So, bypass guard. Bypass guard. Bypass guard. Broke his guard. That's the first time we've got the chance to actually use that to any level of effect. That was awesome. All right, let's just go ahead and stress him out. We just bypassed his guard. That was awesome. He actually has a pretty low chance of... He can be stunned pretty easily here. I could stun him. Let's do that. Let's just throw out a stun. Stun to both. That's incredible. That's the first time I've got the chance to use bypass guard to any real effect. That was awesome. Yep. Yep. That's okay. Just finish him. We're gonna kill this guy so fast, his head's gonna fly off.
As the ghoulish collection scatters, the rats prepare to feast.
Yeah, that was clean. That went real well. That guard ignore was insane.
This expedition at least promises success.
We take the money, or I guess we could take this over the money probably. It's probably the better choice. You could, again, I could probably drop the sapphire here, but I'm not gonna do that. Pretty far into the mission to be able to like start dropping stuff like that here. All right, cool. A random collector for a free torpedahedron was not in the cards, but we walked out with it anyway. That's good. Adder's Kiss deals a lot of damage raw, so we're gonna go for this. Plus it applies bleed. Or yeah, I sometimes forget that Adder's Kiss deals more damage to non-protected targets than Pierce. I need to remember to use this as my primary damage dealer because it can just outright kill things. Nobody has guard. This character doesn't have an Adder's Kiss, unfortunately, with it. I needed to get rid of Exposed, but I didn't think about it before the mission started. That's okay.
Impressive.
Oh, when you crit it doesn't even matter, so another upside of having surgical gloves, right? Plus 8% crit was, I mean, it mattered a lot there. Stunning one of them probably is the best choice here. And then you're just going to probably spend your turn. I mean, they do have marginal amounts of dodge, but let's just heal. Because these guys deal a lot of damage. You can just offset the heal. That's fine. No biggie. Alright, offset that heal again. 13 this time. Let's see what you raise. What do you raise us? Alright. Nope, we used Captivate. A lot of damage. Oh, he's dodged it. Dirty. Dirty. Oh, well, we dodged it back. Tit for tat, I guess. Not that time, though. Alright. Can we kill one of these guys, please? Not quite. Well, the upside is you don't have a healer. Go for a stun, I guess. Man, my nose is itching. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. Alright, heal a bit here. Alright. Can Captivate land this time? He dodged it twice! Brutal! The snakes are sucking, they can't hit. Alright, throw another stun out, I guess. I think we've missed on the Adder's Kiss like 3 times this mission. Just feels bad every time. It's 90% chance to hit, too. It's so funny, it's like, we're really at no threat right now because every single time we've like undone everything they've done. It's just been slow and methodical what we've been doing to them. Just keep switching spots in the front and offsetting it with the heals. And if she gets bled, that's fine. We'll just heal. I mean, I didn't attack on purpose because I wanted to heal that bleed off. See what I'm saying? Like, it's like slow and methodical. And then kill him. Alright, what do we get here? Oh, that's a lot of money.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and eat, and then we're gonna get hunger checked immediately after this, but I don't care anymore. That's just, it's too much money. Alright, we will get hunger checked here soon, but we've got 12 food, we're okay. 60%, we're gonna go for it. Nice! Nice. Things are going pretty well, actually. We've kind of rolled
In
well on a lot of
Radiance,
things.
may we find victory.
All right, the last few hallways. Let's see what we get here. I'm going right first, of course, because we have... Oh, actually, hold on. No, we can end the mission. We just go up. We got enough food that we can do this. Whatever. Let's just go. There's no threat down this hallway. See if any of these curios are worth it. There's our hunger check. I said they'd be coming. Ah. So, do we get a chance at another time here? Sure, let's see what you get. Got a bad one this time. Fear of Beast. That's a bad one. So that'll be an easy removal. That's fine. I try to interact with those curios as much as I can because these random, like, curios, like, the extra random, you know, quirks that you develop, sometimes you can develop a good bad quirk off or whatever. It can accelerate their development and give you a lot more information super early on. At this stage in the game, I'm just interacting with all of those as much as I can because it's going to give me as much information as possible. Wow, 2 fights in a row is pretty wild here. Ooh, all right, let's just take one out if we can here. I want to take this guy out because he's so annoying, but he starts out with 21 dodge. Makes way more sense to just kill the guys who we can actually kill immediately. Yep. It's annoying. Don't give him the Crimson Curse, man. Cool. Try to avoid that as much as we could in this mission. We've been able to mostly. Ooh, didn't kill him either. Yep. Enraging Sight's fine. That doesn't apply to Crimson Curse. I don't care about that. Moving up to the front is annoying because my Plague Doctor cannot hit anybody now. I guess I could also just switch spots, get him right back where he was. That's fine. Plague Doctor can't hit with her abilities in slot 4, right? Well, yes, she can. Why wasn't she able to attack from slot 4 earlier? She couldn't attack. I swear to you, the only thing it allowed me to do was Battlefield Medicine. Why was that? Was there nobody in the slot? No, because disorienting. I couldn't hit anybody. It didn't seem like I could anyway. That's weird. All right, we will go ahead and stun, I guess, you. I'm not killing this guy in the back. It's just not happening. Let's just stun the guy who could potentially cause us problems. That's fine. And we dodge, too, which is even better. Great, great, great. All right, let's go for a kill on the guy we can kill. We'll remove that guy's stress, or that guy's ability to dodge here in a second. Actually, no, we won't. No, we won't. It's this guy that we can't stand. Because if we don't remove his dodge and he survives, oh. This little guy is so annoying. And if he gets to run away, it's super annoying. I just want to make sure he dies. Get out of here. Hit him with something. I hit him with the Plague Grenade. Of all the things that would hit him, that's the thing that hit him. Kill him. Cool. I don't want to see him leave and cause a bunch of stress to people. Yep, definitely wine's not a problem. Oh, we dodged it too, my god.
A decisive pummeling.
Nice. That went well. Alright, yeah, the blood and the...
Seize this momentum.
Do all that.
Push on to the task's end.
We don't have the space for all that now. I'd love to take the skeleton key with us. Actually, we can do this. It's no problem.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I'm gonna drop the shovels. Take this one blood. Baron's invitations I would like to take. Actually, I can do that over the... I'm gonna get a hunger check if I do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the Baron's invitation here. That's not why we were here anyway, so... 50 gold is fine. Yeah. Now I'm gonna wish I'd kept the Baron's invitation. Keep running in all these bleed guys. Why are all of these guys all over the place here? What is going on? I know that we're infested here, but it's still kind of wild to me to think that we've seen so many of these. I'm gonna use Abyssal Artillery just to hit for max damage for soon. Been able to avoid it most of the mission, so... Sure, this one's just dead. Cool. We've dodged a lot, man. We've dodged a lot. There was a network error. Hope that doesn't expand over to YouTube. Man, we dodged like everything. I can't believe like how we've dodged all the... Kill this guy, please. At 10, no. Kill that dude off, please. Kill him off. Nice, he's gone. He's gone. That's what we're worried about. Oh, you don't really have a good target because this guy is... I guess I could just hit him for something. It's not going to kill him, though. That's the problem. And I'm not going to stun him. I literally cannot do anything to the squad with this with the current setup here. Guess I could do this and maybe I'll switch something around. Nothing? Sure. Yeah, that's annoying. No Crimson Curse, please. We've been so lucky. I mean, so lucky. Yep. Wow! Do you have any idea how many times we've dodged the Crimson Curse this mission? I mean, we're living on borrowed time on that. That's crazy how many times we've dodged it. How did we dodge the Crimson Curse that many times?
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Man, that's awesome. I would have loved to have taken that other Aaron's invitation at this stage, but we have enough of those. I don't care. We got like 6 or 7 of them, I think. All right, let's finish this off. I don't know how we've managed to go this long into the mission and not get hunger checked anymore. Like, it's crazy. Am I out of shovels? Look at this. The game's like, oh, you did a shovel at the very end of the
Without
mission.
tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
This game, man. What if in the last room, the last hallway, you needed a shovel? I'm like, okay, game. This is a buff, right? Yeah. We're just gonna finish this hallway off, see if there's anything of value in this last room. We somehow didn't get. Okay, cool. Last room actually has a fight in it. You got it. Stress is no longer a concern because we've already hit that stress max anyway. Double tank is cheese. Well, we try to if we can. I'm just gonna focus on taking out the tanks because they're the ones who long fight are gonna make the difference here. Brutal. Okay. I guess, you know, the nice part is I can actually break someone's block if they try to do that to us. Alright, now we get to actually finally see the value of the plague grenade. Somehow all mission we've not get the chance to use this that much at all. Alright, so that guy's just dead, which is great. Yep. The biggest concern we have here is we could just die out of nowhere really quickly if we get two bad crits right in a row. But I think we'll be okay. Sure. Call of Deep is irrelevant here. You should have healed him, but you didn't, which is great for us. Alright, I don't really care that he's being guarded. I'm just gonna pour damage into the tank. And then these guys are not quite dead, but pretty close to it. I guess the question is, do I want to... Actually, he's just... Yeah, they're both gonna die in 2 rounds. That's fine. Let's just not attack the back line. Let this guy deal with himself. He's gonna blight out, I guess, as it were. And then I'll remove the stress from this guy, or the stress. I'll remove the protection from this guy so we can take out the tank. It's so backwards. I'm like leaving the super high damage dealer guy. Actually, I can also just puncture it and break his guard. Break his guard. Sure, gonna act out or whatever. That's fine. Disorienting blast is kind of funny here. Just stun somebody randomly. Nice, got the dodge drop too. All right. Sure. You're stunned. Alright, we'd like to get a heal off on the Plague Doctor at the start of the fight if we can get away with it. That's perfectly fine. That character's barely touched. Basically brand new off the shelf. Alright. Killed the guy who's like guard broken. Now all of their damages, their surprise damage is mostly gone. And then we can leave this guy to die to his own devices here. And this guy will almost die from blight. I guess I could just kill him, and then that would just end the fight, wouldn't it? This is the last room. Hit him for 0. That sucks. Okay, he's got no protection though. I'll remove the bleed, I guess. The mission's already over. We're just kind of like going through the motions at this stage. He'd have to hit for an enormous amount of damage for any real threat to be here. Sure, I'll heal to see if I get a huge stress relief thing. You don't want to be healed, that's fine. If I get a crit heal, I could remove some stress, but not that that's in the cards. Cool, mission's over. We did well there. All right. Random block of patience is probably not on our bingo card. I'm not taking that over what I have here. Actually, I will. Over this stack of... Yeah. Over this stack of keys here. That's 1,100 gold instantly, so that's nice. Use up our food real quick, I guess. I don't know why I'm using the food. I should probably check in the chest first, but I guess on principle what I'm thinking is there's going to be something in the chest that's worth more than whatever we're holding here. That could have been wrong, but got lucky. Still not taking the citrine. Look at this. Still not taking the citrine. That little I value it. All right, let's go home.
We will find all manner of great and terrible things in this watery tomb.
I'm excited about this Unholy Slayer's Ring. All right, we walked out of there with a decent chunk of change. Didn't get lucky on the sapphire to get a second stack. That was actually the only emerald we saw in the entire mission, which is really rare. I mean, usually you see like 3 of those a mission. I found literally 1, and somehow we managed to find 5 onyx. Wild. Let's see what we got here. Fear of Unholy's bad. Natural Swing's good. Yeah. This is really good. Like, A tier. That's going to be a lock. And that's across all abilities. This is the best way you can roll this on this character, too, because Bercy, like, remember, the Shield Breaker actually, like, has exactly the same amount of melee abilities as range, so this is really good on this character. Death Blow Resist is bad. That's okay. We didn't roll that well on Quirks, but that's okay.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Wait a second. Do we already have that character on our team? Dukusni? We already have that guy. We have a Dukusni. There can only be one. Yeah, no. What do you have? Precise Strikers, cool. Extra crit on melee skills is pretty cool. Gifted is irrelevant. Wield, known cheat, egomania, flawed release. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. I could justify taking this character though on just off of the back that he's level 3, and we do need a critical mass of people to go and fight against this Crimson Curse, like this courtyard. But I think I already have. You already have a really well-developed Jester. The Warrior of the Light and Eldritch Slayer here. I don't really need another Jester. I mean, I guess, do I only have 1 Jester? Oh, no, I have 2. But he also has Beast Slayer, Winded. Off Guard needs to be removed, but I could remove Off Guard and just keep playing him and just whatever locks is. As I said, this is Resilient. This is what I was talking about. Ironically, Resilient's actually hilarious on him because, you know, he can remove his own stress off of his Inspiring Tune. But, like, this ability removes 10 stress. Resilient, like, makes that 10% more. So, like, it removes 11. Like, I'm going to waste a whole quirk on removing 1 additional stress. That's just terrible. All right, what do we got otherwise? Anybody that's worth anything here? Precise Striker is not that great on a character who is not melee. She has 1 ability for it. Oh my god. Wow. Like the worst rolls ever on a leper. Ashen. Like he has 0 bleed resist now. Ashen, and he's got natural eye because he's not ranged. Jeez, man. Infirm's not good. Yeah, this is a... No wonder they all came in a group of 6. This is all the rejects. Wow, Tippler's the only thing that's even remotely decent in that group. Hippocratic is okay, but not on this class. Flawed Release is good. Minus 5% crit on range skills. That's a good one on him, but nothing really worth elsewise. Unholy Hater, Kleptomaniac. These are all bad. Ugh. Robust. All bad. What in the... This whole squad is awful. Hey, this week we got way more people for you to look at. Yeah, but crap is still crap. Look at this, another bullseye hat. We don't need that. We already bought one. They're not going to be buying anything this week. There's nothing of value there. Are we any closer to finishing... We already finished the blacksmith off. And we already finished the guild off, yeah. It's the sanitarium we want to spend some more time on, but we're not quite to 60 busts. That's quite a ways away. We're definitely not going to be pouring any points into medical devices. At this stage, our main goal is going to be just hoarding an enormous amount of those resources so that we can make sure we can unlock as many of these extra bonus abilities as possible for our characters, and we're quite a ways away from those, so we're just going to be hoarding those. All right, Campbell, what is with my gestures in gathering bad diseases? All right, okay, so I guess we'll pick some people and see what they can lock. Dupe Squire doesn't need anything to lock here. We do want to lock Gifted. Do I do that? I don't want to do that. I don't like to lock quirks on people when they've got no bad quirk to get rid of, where possible. Torn Rotator is fine on this character. I don't really care about that. This guy had... No, second wind's not good. Nocturnal sucks, but I'm not locking a quirk. I'm not worried about that. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. So Eldritch Hater is an easy lock. Kleptomaniac's terrible, but Weak Grip on Life is really bad in this guy. Like, really bad. And then do I? Yeah, do I? Oh, no, I can't put in... Oh, that was Drew anyway. Photomania and... Probably the Wield Phobe here, because the Wield is actually a location we oftentimes try to bring our... Maybe I don't spend a whole week developing 2 of those guys. Maybe I try to like pick other people to do this with. And there might not even be anybody else I really need to develop abilities on though, so like, I mean, I don't know. Gordon is probably a character I need to throw away. What in the world? Zoophobia, Unquiet Mind, Backtracker, and Unyielding? How did you manage to stick around this long? Oh yeah, because Unyielding, that's why. Plus 10% death blow resist is solid. It's like a high, it's like a high B, low A tier quirk, I would say. It's solid. She's already got a pretty low chance of dying anyways though, because she has that like adrenaline rush ability. This is the pick. The Houndmaster. Clauder's a lock, Off Guard is a removal. Yeah, that's an easy pick. Yep, and then that's it. Otherwise, I don't think there's really anything else I'm going to do. Well, hold on here. We've got... Pirate Weasel is raiding with the party of 26. Hey, what's up? I didn't actually see that. Pirate Weasel is raiding. Pirate Weasel is raiding. See, I don't fully understand how all that works yet. I'm still kind of learning, so it's cool. Looks like some random people are joining. That's awesome. Unfortunately, this is the wrong time to be doing that because I am getting ready to get off for the night. So I appreciate the people jumping. It's so unfortunate because they're jumping on right as I'm getting ready to go. I hate to say that right as people are jumping in. I got like 6 people that just jumped in the chat, but I am probably going to call it for the night because I still have work tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night for tonight. And yeah, but I guess before I do that, I should probably make sure my guys are, taking the stress out real quick. Let's do that first. Let's remove some stress from you. Anybody else that has stress I need to get rid of. DuPont could probably have his stress relief. That'd be fine. Maybe Percy. They all have... Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't feel too bad about doing that. Alright. But yeah. I guess I'm probably going to call it there. It feels so bad whenever there's like 6 people that jump in the chat and afterwards I'm like, well, I mean, it's already 12:40 and I do have work. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. I got to do online, so it is what it is. But I'm going to go and do my outro, and then after that I will call it a night, and then we'll pick this back up tomorrow on Friday because I'm kind of looking forward to grinding a bit this weekend. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm excited. I was kind of wanting to play all weekend. I'm actually releasing a video too on my highlights channel tomorrow for the first time in a few weeks. It's been like 3 weeks since I've done that, so let me go ahead and talk about that too just real quickly. So all right. So that's going to be it for me for tonight, guys. Wow. I just had like a mental study there. That's going to be it for me for tonight, guys. Until next time, I'm the Blue Titan. And if you'd like to see content like long-form content that allows you to kind of see talking with me interacting with the chat, having a long conversation with people, just interacting with the chat and people that jump in here and talking to people on YouTube and on Twitch, you can head over to the Blue Titan Gaming VODs to see more content like that. But if you'd like to see faster paced content that's going to be highly edited and kind of like what you call highlights or almost like shorts reel level content, you can head over to the Blue Titan Gaming for that content. But until next time, I'm the Blue Titan, and thanks for your time. Goodbye.